Welcome back to the Virginia Beach Sports Complex. Joe Giuliano with Soccer Sam. And I've got a chance to look at the starting lineups now for the Virginia Beach Mariners. And in goal, it's Matt Nelson wearing the number 1 jersey. 4-4-2 formation for the kickers. Defenders, the 4 defenders are Steve Dambuski, Kevin Knott, Russell Hutchison, Joe Morelli, no relation to Joe Morelli back home. Midfielders, Jeff Billick, Jacob Fenger, Hamisi Amani Dove, Steve Shack, and up top, it's Dante Washington and Carlos Garcia. So, Sammy, the former Rhino, Mike Kerms, not getting the start for the Virginia Beach Mariners.
I mean, Mike's got to be, down about that. He wants to show these guys they made a mistake. They let him go, too. He's like all fired up last game. He couldn't play. But, hey, he'll get in there.
My first time here at the sports complex, and double deck here on the near side. Wonderful complex. You were down in the field before the match on our way to the stadium on a team bus. Torrential downpours, but it looks like it's kind of cleared up. How is the condition of the field?
The corners are pretty wet. The field drains to the kind of the corner flag areas, and it's pretty. It's like quicksand in all 4 areas.
The players getting introduced. The referees for tonight's match: Ronnie Canales, Dan Steed, Rob Velbus, and the 4th official is Rob Fierro. So Richmond, Sammy, a team that's been successful at home. On the road, it's been a different story for the kickers.
Joey, I think it's just, Andrew said in the pregame, it's all about Dante Washington. This guy's for real. He gets a goal and it's over with because just their confidence just rises. I think he's the kind of guy that thinks in his mind he should be in the MLS. Gets down, not a big crowd here and home games, but he gets a goal and he gets fired up. His family and friends come out here and he gets pumped up.
All right, time for the national anthem now as both teams standing at midfield. Let's take a break. We'll come back here for the kickoff from the Virginia Beach Sports Complex. You're listening to the Raging Rhinos Radio Network.
We rise as we honor America and freedom. Protected with the presentation of our national anthem.
That is the national anthem, folks. Soccer Sam with Joe Giuliano. And Sammy, you made a great point last night in Richmond about the national anthem, and talk about that. You're not a big fan of that CD boombox.
It's high school, man. You put it. Get a singer here. There's got to be singers in this town. You want this to be an event. You want it to be huge. I mean, I don't know if we were supposed to talk over the national anthem. I know you got to take your hat off and stand up. I don't know if you're supposed to talk, so we both went silent. Is there a rule? Is there a radio rule on that?
Pop up the crowd mic and absorb the beautiful national anthem.
It is beautiful, though, man. But yeah, I think you should bring in a singer, make it more. Even the starting lineups, they just line the players up on the field and say the name and they wave. I mean, get the bubble and fireworks and make it an event. That's what soccer's lacking in America. You have to make it an event. I'm even against the free parking. I got here, they had free parking. I'm thinking, hey, it's an event. It shouldn't be free.
It's true. Make them create a little demand for it. The Rhinos wearing the black jerseys with the white trim. The kickers with the white uniform, black shorts, white socks, and black numbers. So it'll be very easy to tell who the players are for the kickers. Against Nottingham Forest last week, they wore a navy blue jersey with black numbers. So almost impossible to identify the players. But for the kickers tonight, white with black numbers. It looks like Rochester, Sammy, has the initial kickoff here. Carrier looks like he's going to be the lone forward up top. Woolfolk looks like he'll be a midfielder on the outside.
That didn't work too good last time with Woolfolk out there. He likes going forward. He's a forward, but we'll see what happens.
See what happens here. Kickoff for the Rhinos from Virginia Beach. Carrier knocks it to Pato. Pato plays it back just outside the center circle to Chakiris. There's Carlos Semedo, long left-footed kick downfield, again in the air for Carrieri. That Joe Morelli lets roll back to the keeper, Matt Nelson. It's a long ball immediately played by the Rhinos. Virginia Beach with the ball in their own half of the field. Morelli plays it on the far side to Dambusky. Dambusky still with the ball to Hamisi Amani Dove. Lot of green open space here on that far side. It's a huge field in Virginia Beach here.
It's a beautiful field, and I'll tell you, Chris Carrier's family's here. He wants to prove something to them. You know, they were kind of disappointed that he went to the A-League. They wanted him to try to find a job in the MLS. They didn't realize how huge the Rochester market is. He needs to prove to them tonight that this is why he's here, man, to score some goals and win for this team.
Dove plays a long ball looking for Carlos Garcia. It's off of the Rhinos midfielder Corey Woolfolk, so a throw in here for the Virginia Beach Mariners. Dove will take it. Again, another very hot, humid night, very stale air, so it's going to be a factor for the players tonight, no doubt about that.
It's a tough place to live. This is like my fourth time here. It's always been this way. Humid, hot, raining. I don't get it.
Oh, nice move by Dove to get around Semedo, who's flat-footed, looking for Dante Washington, but Craig Demon steps in for the Rhinos. Tupato, the former member of the Mariners. Can he show some magic against his former mates tonight?
I hope so, Joe. I mean, Pato so far hasn't improved a lot. He had a nice goal at Frontier Field last week, but other than that, he hasn't shown me the magic that he supposedly has.
Pato, his first assist last night on the goal from Yari Allnut, and again, credit has to go to Yari for sacrificing his body on that diving header.
He's got a cleat mark on his head. He says he's going to try to get another one tonight. He loves that.
There's Semedo on the far side, long ball to Woolfolk. He's got some space. Dambusky races over as the ball skids on the wet surface to the Richmond or the Virginia Beach defender. He'll clear it out of play. So a throw-in for the Rhinos about 30 yards out in Richmond territory. It'll be Semedo taking it the left back. So some last-second adjustments to the Rhinos lineup. Mendez initially was started but got hurt during warm-up, so he's out. And David Wright does come back in. Long throw from Semedo, looking for some help there. Dambusky traps it, sends it towards midfield. Wright chases the ball back and heads it to Billy Sedgwick. This is a very tired Rhinos defensive back line.
You know, you talk about luck. I mean, here it is. Mendez had his chance to show where he really wanted to play. He wanted to play in the middle with Demon. When they released Schweitzer, that was the talk. Demon and Mendez in the middle. They brought in David Wright. Mendez was hurt early on in the year. Got the start. David Wright just shined. So Mendez kind of ended up on the bench, and now he's getting some playing time on the outside. But this was Carlos Mendez's chance to show what happens. He comes out here, tweaks his leg again.
Unfortunate for him. He's been a solid showing for the Rhinos. Long ball there from Sedgwick to Carrieri. Not on the mark, so the Mariners take possession. It's Jeff Billick, the defensive midfielder, tries a fancy step-over move. The ball goes right to Pato Aguilera. Carrieri, quick one-touch looking for Woolfolk. Nothing doing there as Matt Nelson, the keeper, comes off his line for the Virginia Beach Mariners.
Pato had a lot of the room there. He had two guys cutting. Corey Woolfolk was open on the wide side, just looking for that pass. And we talked about it last night. Hopefully we don't repeat ourselves a lot tonight, but these midfielders, it's their job tonight. Sean Sakiris, Pato Aguilera, they got to feed these forwards.
It's crucial the forwards get some service from the midfield. Again, Rochester in the last 8 games have not scored more than 1 goal. So the forwards, I'm sure at a time, you get frustrated and a little disappointed.
Definitely.
Cedric now on the near side to Ryan Trout. Tries to push it around. The Mariners cannot. It's Kevin Knott now inside to Carlos Garcia. 4 Rhinos converge around Garcia. It'll be a throw, and it's knocked off of Kirk Wilson for the Mariners right in front of the Rhinos bench. Carlos Garcia sporting a very thick black headband, so a unique look for the Mariners forward.
It looks like almost one of those head protector headbands.
Yeah, it's very thick. I've never seen that. Trout with the wristband on the right arm.
Hope he doesn't have a foreign object under there.
Wrong sport. Here's David Wright. Plays it on the far side now to Carlos Semedo. Semedo last night at times victimized by the speed of the Richmond kickers Kevin Jeffrey and Malcolm Cephas. We saw him flat-footed a few times.
Yeah, we talked about ball watching. He's accused of ball watching a lot. Hopefully tonight he keeps an eye on the ball and watches his man.
Coach Eric Lee up off the bench for the Rhinos. Going through some tactical adjustments here, directing traffic for the team. Semedo with the ball just inside of midfield. Forward to Carrieri. Lets it run through. Goes right to Kevin Knott, the defender for the Virginia Beach Mariners. Now forward, back to Knott. Virginia Beach 4-4-2 formation. Rochester that 4-5-1 formation with Carrieri as the lone forward. We'll see if they can control the midfield with that extra player. Trout Tries to keep it in bounds, does. Then goes out of bounds at midfield in front of the Rhino, well, near the Rhinos bench. So throwing now for the Mariners, Kevin Knott. Virginia Beach, their last game was an exhibition last week against the Nottingham Forest side from the English First Division, a 2-0 win there. And they're calling that quite an upset down here in Virginia Beach.
Yeah, definitely. That was great for these fans.
There's Dan Buskey on the far side, crosses high in the box, looking for the shot by Fenger at the corner of the 6. Takes it with a right-footed volley, but sends it wide as Rochester's defense got pushed to the far side, and Fenger found some space here on the near side.
Joey, he had all day long to shoot. Billy Sedgwick's his man. He just kind of everybody was watching the ball again. Four defenders in the box watching the ball, and 2 guys just coming in from the outside, just kind of waiting for the ball to come to him, and we're lucky that Fenger went wide with that.
Fenger scored in last week's 4-0 thrashing of the Rhinos, that time looking to make something happen. We're in the 6th minute. There's no score from Virginia Beach. It's the Mariners and the Rhinos. Joe Giuliano with Soccer Sam. Semedo now pushing up over midfield on the far side. Touches it to Woolfolk. Woolfolk with some pressure. He's got to drop it back to Kirk Wilson. He'll switch the run-up play here to Sedgwick on the near side. A couple dribbles here from Bill Sedgwick. On the ground to Pato. Quick touch by Pato to Trout. Back to Sedgwick now. Rhinos knocking the ball around. It's David Wright, who looked so fatigued last night at the end of that game. Jersey hanging out of his shorts. The tank was completely empty.
Yeah, stressed out too, man. It's tough when you're playing back there and they get 4 goals on you.
Pato, dangerous ball as Shakiris in a foot race against Dante Washington. Not the ball you want to give Dante at midfield.
He's just so smooth with the ball at his feet.
Long ball by Semedo looking for Carrieri. Nelson's off the line and wins it with a diving save at the top of the 18. As Carrieri trying to force Morelli, the central defender, into a mistake for the Virginia Beach Mariners.
How long does a forward wait till he snaps and just gets upset with some of the balls he receives?
I can see Carrieri at times hanging his head, a little frustrated with the service he's getting. And that's why I think it's crucial tonight that some of the midfielders, Pato, Shakiris, provide some quality service. Ball is switched here on the near side. Sedgwick just pops it up in the air with the head. And Soren Johnson, who's making the start tonight for Theo Zagar. And although Zagar gave up 4 goals last night, you really can't fault him.
Not at all. I mean, it could have been a lot more, but one of them, he just made an amazing save, and it just kind of rolled weird into the net. But Theo's just exhausted, too. I'm surprised. Soren, though, tonight, he's having flashbacks of last week.
I was talking to Theo in the lobby at the hotel today. He has a nasty gash below his left eye against the Revolution that David Wright, I guess, the bottom of his cleat caught Theo Zagar in the face, and that's not the most attractive thing. Demon and Dante Washington, that's a matchup we'll see all night long. As it's Dambuski, a poor first touch. Carrieri's top of the 18, lays it off for Woolfolk. Back to Carrieri, and Dambuski tracking back, wins it before Carrieri can reach the ball. There's Dante Washington, lets it run through for Garcia. Here comes a counterattack for the Mariners. Garcia switches the run-up play to Fenger on the near side. He's at the corner of the 18. Sedgwick steps over, crossed by Fenger, straight at the keeper. Soren Johnson punches it in the air and makes the save for the Rhinos. And a quick distribution here from Johnson to Ryan Trout. Pushing over midfield, it's Trout still with the ball. Now drops it back to Pato. Crosses it to the far side to Corey Woolfolk. Ball slips under his foot. He's pressured there by Hutchison. He'll knock it back to Carlos Semedo. To Sean Shakiris now for the Rhinos. Sprays it here on the near side. Billy Sedgwick. Sedgwick in front of the Mariners bench. No option, so he's got to go back now to David Wright. I think Rochester are very deliberate, very slow here tonight, trying to conserve as much energy as they can. Shakiris, nice one touch to Kirk Wilson, splits the Mariners' defense. Here's Pato. Carrieri, nice backheel to Wilson, corner of the 18. Wilson steps in, corner of the 6, shoots! Off the post and out of bounds! Beautiful quick passing from the Rhinos as Wilson, a nice inside the right foot shot, goes off the post and out of bounds. Great combination play there from the Rhinos.
Great stuff, though. Pato to Wilson. Wilson did that little stutter stuff, got right in the box, goes to hit it, and kind of slipped a little bit, but hit the post. Good stuff by Kirk Wilson.
Good combination play there by the Rhinos. That's corner kick on the near side. And we'll see if Pato delivers that beautiful service that we saw last night on the Rhinos' lone goal. We're in the 10th minute. There's no score from Virginia Beach. Pato, corner kick to the 12. Woolfolk was up for the header. And it's over the bar. Check it out, Semedo. Can't drive the ball down there. Right at the penalty spot as the left defender for the Rhinos pushing up into the attack. Sponsors of these Rhino broadcasts include the Clarion Riverside Hotel, 400 rooms, banquet space, and Bennigan's Grill and Tavern, and Webster Chrysler Jeep at 2111 Empire Boulevard in Webster. Also Nextel, sponsor of the Nextel Direct Connect call-in show following each game. Great sponsors of the Raging Rhinos broadcast.
Hey, Joe Fenger, second time now, wide open. I'm not sure if he's Trout's man or Cedric's man, but they're just giving him too much space. He's dangerous.
He did make the Rhinos pay last week with a goal, so we'll see if they tighten things up. Cedric now stepping to Jacob Fenger. Good point there by Sammy, as Cedric pushing Trout up. Crossed into the box, off the back of Cedric, falls to Fenger, and Trout with a slide tackle saves the day inside the 18 for the Rhinos. On the near side, it's Steve Shack, his first touch on the ball to Carlos Garcia, lays it off top of the 18 to Fenger. Right-footed shot! Diving save! Johnson makes the save. The rebound falls to Dante Washington. He can't make contact on the ball as he's knocking in front of the Rhinos' door, and luckily just sent wide of the net.
Fenger, a great shot, unbelievable save by Johnson. Is going upper corner, and then Washington in front of the net. He just had to bury it, and he kind of slipped again in his wet surface and kicked it wide.
The Rhinos escape major challenge there from Dante Washington and Jacob Fenger. Great save by Soren Johnson, extending to his left to make the save. But again, Sammy pointed it out. Rochester giving Fenger way too much space on this near side.
Joe, right now you're talking easily 1-1 game, and that definitely should have went in. Kirk Wilson right in front of the box there, right in the box.
So the chances coming for both sides. See who capitalizes first. Trout taken down by Garcia. We continue to play as Chakiris comes away with the ball. On the ground to Carrieri. Shack slides and plays it forward. Now to Carlos Garcia. Back to Steve Shack. A one-touch to Dante Washington. As a quick pass goes off Craig Demon. And here's Jeff Billick to Hamisi Amani Dove, the former Rhino. Dove cuts inside of Semedo. Slide tackle by Semedo. Gets a piece of the ball, and Rochester comes away. Tato at midfield, going right at the Virginia Beach defense. We're in Virginia Beach, right?
Yes.
Okay. Shack, long ball on the far side, looking for Carlos Garcia. It's a foot race with Semedo. Good shoulder challenge, both players. Semedo comes away with the ball near the corner flag on the far side. Now here's Sean Chakiris. Forward to Kirk Wilson. He's got a lot of space. He'll place a long ball to Carrieri. Easily won there by Kevin Knott. Jeff Billick with the ball now for the Mariners to Hamisi Amani Dove. Carlos Garcia pressured by Demon. He'll slow things down back to Dove. Dove on the ground. Dante Washington tries to sneak around David Wright and does, but Demon is tracking back to knock it back to Soren Johnson, who clears it out of bounds for a throw-in here for the Virginia Beach Mariners. 13th minute, no score, Rochester and Virginia Beach. It'll be Kevin Knott, the defender, taking the throw-in for Virginia Beach. Shack knocks it off of Wilson, but it goes to Joe Morelli, who lets it run out of play. So a throw-in now for the Virginia Beach Mariners in front of Coach Erkley. Fenger, now Cedric with some more pressure, knocks the ball away from him. Comes forward to Ryan Trout. There's Chakiris. Pushes it to his favorite left foot. He'll cross midfield for the Rhinos. Chakiris to Pato. Pato with the ball. Good ball to Woolfolk on the far side behind the defense. Dan Buskey tracks over to slow down the Rhinos' attack. Pato, corner of the 18. Does a good job of one-touching the ball. Crossed by Semedo on the ground. Shack easily clears it away for Virginia Beach. Dove up in the air with the header. Goes right to David Wright. Here's Wilson, center of the field, 35 yards out. Pato plays a quick one-touch on the near side to Sedgwick. Trout pressured from behind by Knott, but plays it to Pato, top of the 18. Wilson, corner of the 18. Handball by Shack, and there's no call. Pato still has the ball on the near side. Pato with some pressure from Billick. Still playing with the ball there. Knocks it off of Billick. They're going to call it a goal kick. Pato just kicks the ball away. Not happy with that call. That should have been a corner kick for Rochester.
Kicked it right off his shin guard. It's the automatic corner kick, but I guess the linesman was looking at something else. But what about the handball? That looked like it might have even been in the box, though.
If not the box, top of the 18, but close call there for Virginia Beach. Other sponsors of these Rhino broadcasts include Tire World, located at 2049 Empire Boulevard in Webster, and the Harrow East Athletic Club on the web at harroweast.com. And also Golden Memories, the bus company the Rhinos use, and Dave Giroux, bus driver to the stars.
He's the man, Davey. The guy can fly.
He's kept things very interesting this week down here, no doubt about that. Here's Chakiris with the ball now at midfield, plays it forward to Pato. Chakiris and Pato, some good quick touches here. Down to Trout on the near side. Trout, corner of the 18. Still with the ball, pushes it back central, crosses it on the ground, but it's knocked away by Hutchison. It's back to Billy Sedgwick, to Kirk Wilson. Short pass to Sedgwick, tries to chip it over the defense, but Joe Morelli's there with Kirk Wilson, and Wilson comes forward there to knock it off the foot of Joe Morelli. This time, the referee's assistant gets the right call, so a corner kick again for the Rhinos.
Little makeup there, I think. Sometimes these referees, that one didn't look like it was a corner kick to me, but a lot of times these referees, they realize they made a mistake in the last call. Let me give them the corner I missed.
So we'll see if Rochester can capitalize here. Pato again, he's been pretty accurate with the service on the corner kicks. Wright is up, Demon is staying back. Here's the corner from Pato. Good ball into the box, headed down. Semedo doesn't make contact. The ball goes off the back of his head. Falls to Chakiris 35 yards out. Chakiris tries to go to his left. It's taken away there by Shaq. Ball comes forward now to Kirk Wilson. Semedo's had 2 opportunities on corner kicks to make something happen. Cleared away by Hamisi and Monty Dove at midfield. Here comes Dante Washington. Not sure what he's doing there. Goes with the left foot. I think he may have seen Soren Johnson off the line, trying to chip it over the keeper from midfield.
There's some guts there, but yeah, he looked up. He saw him way off. He said, "Let me try to get under this baby," but it's tough when your plant foot can't plant anything, man, because it's so wet.
Johnson picks up the ball near the corner flag. He'll play it to David right now. It's Kirk Wilson. Quick one touch in the middle to Sean Chakiris. He's taken down by Steve Shack. So a free kick for Rochester.
So this whole game is up to that midfield. Sean Chakiris, Aguilera, Wilson. I mean, they got to just control this game and just keep it so the guys aren't working up and down and working so hard. Just control the middle. Play nice. Nice little give and goes. Hold on to the ball.
Right, plays it to Pato. Carrieri, top of the 18, shifting to his left to Woolfolk, corner of the 18. Woolfolk tries to cut around the defender, pushes the ball a little too far, goes out of bounds. Virginia Beach looking for offsides there, but Woolfolk made a meal of that one.
Yeah, Woolfolk had some time to look up and give it back to Carrieri. He tried to take on the man and kind of just knocked it out of bounds. Unfortunate there.
18th minute from Virginia Beach. No score with Rochester and the Mariners. Last match here, Rochester losing 4-0, outshot 12-3. But tonight the Rhinos showing some more signs of life. Here's Semedo on the far side. Lets it run out of play. A throw-in for the Rhinos. And Trout is a little behind Fengers. And made a great point there. Fengers finding a lot of space here on the near side.
Yeah, he's dangerous.
Here's Dante Washington. Now plays it at midfield to Garcia. Chip back to Washington, but Demon plays it off his chest.
Did you see what I was talking about, though? Washington gave it right to Garcia. Garcia instantly just put it right into space where it's supposed to go.
Pato trying to get around Billick. Takes a little poke at him. It'll be a free kick coming out for the Virginia Beach Mariners. And as you heard Andrew talking about, as Dante Washington goes, so go the Virginia Beach Mariners. Since June 18th, the Mariners are 5-0 when Washington scores. When he doesn't score, 0-3-1. So it was a great point in the pregame show. You shut him down. Hopefully it closed down the Mariners.
That's hopefully the game plan tonight. But he's just so sweet on the ball, though.
Wilson forward to Pato. Pato going around his former teammate, plays it to Kirk Wilson. It's knocked away by Carlos Garcia, the forward, doing a lot of backtracking here in the first half. Wilson applies some pressure. Mariners content to play a little triangle passing here. Morelli gets around Trout and Wilson. Now played in the midfield to Carlos Garcia. Garcia shouldered off the ball by Chakiris, but he'll knock it forward to Ryan Trout. Trout now with some space down the near flank. Trout still with the ball at his feet. Knott steps over. Trout gets around him at the 18. Flick back. Pato with the cross in the box. Cleared away there by the Mariners, but it falls to Kirk Wilson. To Chakiris. Chakiris cuts to his right. He's taken down. There's no call. We continue to play. Shaq, long ball looking for Washington. Washington 1v1. Johnson tries to head the ball. Lets it run through, but Demon tracks back to clear it away. Bit of a mix-up there by Demon and Soren Johnson. But good defending by Craig Demon to come back and save the day. Through ball. Woolfolk's behind the defense. Corner of the 18 to the 6. Woolfolk slides in. Can't reach the ball. Matt Nelson comes off his line. As Woolfolk a couple of good opportunities here in the first half. Matt Nelson has beat him to the challenge.
Back-to-back action there. Soren Johnson came way out of his box to head it, and he kind of just closed his eyes and ducked. And Matthew Watson almost kicked him in the head. But it was just a mix of good thing Demon got back there. Knocks it way down. Next thing you know, Corey Woolfolk, point blank, man, and just kind of miskicked it right to the goalkeeper.
He had a tough angle, but he's got to do better with this shot there. But Demon, give him credit, never stopped in the play as the ball got behind Soren Johnson. And Demon, nice job to come back and clear it.
He's just so good this year, Craig Demon.
Here's Garcia, a little one-touch inside, but it's taken away by Kirk Wilson. Back to Soren Johnson. He's going to slow things down here. He'll play it out to Sedgwick on the near side. Sedgwick inside the 18, dribbles it off. Nice and slow here for the Rhinos. I'll play it forward to Ryan Trout. Trout with the left foot to Sean Shakiris. Rhinos knocking it around. Demon plays it on the far side to Carlos Semedo. Low pressure here from Virginia Beach, who out of the two teams should be much more fresh than the Rhinos.
I think they're just letting him, hey, as long as it's on your end, just do what you want. We're not going to put any pressure on you until it comes back on our end of the field.
Finally, Rochester in the Virginia Beach half of the field. It's Trout with the ball to Carrieri. Knocked back to Wilson, chip forward to No, it's going to go into the box. They were looking for Woolfolk on the far side, but the ball got deflected central to Matt Nelson, the keeper for the Virginia Beach Mariners. Nelson has played 16 games this year, 1.42 goals against average with 3 shutouts.
Nice.
Matt Pickens, the backup keeper for the Virginia Beach Mariners. Billick pressured by Kirk Wilson. That'll be a good battle tonight. Billick, tough defensive midfielder. Wilson, midfielder of all sorts.
Yeah, it's just going right in his face.
Here's Joe Morelli, plays it forward now. To Fenger, who shifted central. Shack is on the outside now for the Mariners. They'll switch back now. Shack goes central. Washington, a little nudge from behind by David Wright, no call. The ball falls to Soren Johnson. Other sponsors of these broadcasts include Zweigel's, providing sausage and meat products since 1880, and Dunkin' Donuts, located throughout the Rochester area.
Oh, yeah.
Had a feast today, didn't we, at the mall? We just took 3 hours after that. Sedgwick, long ball down the near flank, looking for Carrieri. Joe Morelli, the defender, a hand on Carrieri the whole way down the field, no call.
Yeah, I bought a shirt when we got to the mall. By the time we got done eating, I had to return to get a bigger size.
Hopefully we'll find my luggage before we fly out tomorrow. I think it's somewhere in Atlanta. It was fun going shopping with you. I just can't wear some of the clothes you wear. Joe, buy this, wear that. Not going to happen, Sammy. Pato to Carrieri. It's knocked away by Kevin Knott, and the Mariners come away with the ball. Steve Shack. Good slide tackle there by Chakiris. He'll play it forward to Trout. Chakiris calls for the ball. Plays it on the near side here to Billy Sedgwick. He's inside the Virginia Beach half of the field. Carrier again, Morelli all over his back. There's no call as Chris Carrieri fires the ball off the wall here for the stands, and I think he's frustrated that there's no call.
I'm surprised the referee didn't say anything to him. He just killed that ball right into the crowd, kind of.
Carrieri with 5 goals and 7 assists for the Rhinos, but again, it's been some quiet time here for the Rhinos forwards.
Here it goes, Joe. He gets the referee a little delay there. Went up to Carrieri and warned him about kicking the ball out.
Chris puts his hands up in the air and says, okay, it's okay, no problem.
Okay, I got $12 if you need another ball.
Thrown there by the Mariners. Garcia loses the aerial challenge there to Billy Sedgwick. Be a throw-in for Virginia Beach. Shack with the ball now on the near side. Chips it forward for Washington. Right, very solid in the air, wins the ball for the Rhinos. Dove is now on the near side. Trout gets around him. Trout tries to get around Knott, but it played forward now to Hamisi Amani Dove. Shack, a poor first touch. The ball ends up on the feet of Sean Shakiris. Semedo now with the ball. To Kirk Wilson. Wilson looking for some help. Semedo's overlapping on that far side. Gets him the ball. Crossed by Semedo with the left foot. Carrieri, diving header. Takes a bounce and goes right into the hands of goalkeeper Matt Nelson. Good effort there by Chris Carrieri.
And some great cross there by Semedo. Chris has got right on there, tried to bounce it down hard, and it just didn't go the way he wanted, but great attempt, both players, Semedo and Carrieri.
Coach Erkley with a little hand clap there, some encouraging words for his team as they've had some good services on the flanks.
The outside midfielders for Virginia Beach, Joe, they're all over the place. I think they're just trying to kind of confuse whoever's marking them. Dove's on this side now. He's going back on the other side, and Trout's kind of figuring out, hey, am I watching Dove right now or am I watching Fenger?
If Fenger is on the far side now, flip it midfield. Shakiris takes the ball, goes to Carrieri. Woolfolk steps around the Virginia Beach defense. Tries to knock it forward, but it's taken away there by Steve Shack. He'll play it forward to Jeff Billick. Now Billick on the far side with the ball for the Virginia Beach Mariners. Carlos Garcia, good turn, gets around Wilson. But Wilson able to get a poke in there. Demon slips. He'll knock it forward, though, to Semedo. Rochester retains possession. 25th minute, first half. No score, Rochester, Virginia Beach. Sedgwick with the ball, slowing things down, looking for some help. Plays it to Demon, takes a look up. He'll play it on the far side to Carlos Semedo. Back now to David Wright. Again, Rochester on the road. No need to entertain. Slow things down here as they can regroup and grab some energy. While the Rhinos slow things down, let's take a break so the stations along the Raging Rhino networks can take time to identify themselves.
Rhinos Radio, AM 1040 WYSL Avon Rochester, FM 90.5 WBER Rochester.
Back here at the Virginia Beach Sports Complex, Joe Giuliano with Soccer Sam. 26th minute, there's no score. As Semedo plays the ball to Pato, now to Carrieri, top of the 18, stepped in there by the Virginia Beach defense. As Carrieri tried to get the ball to Trout on the near side, broken up by the Mariners defense. Here's Billick. Wilson all over his back. Clumsy slide tackle there from Kirk Wilson. There'll be a free kick here for the Virginia Beach Mariners.
Joe, last play, Carrier had 3 defenders on him. That's a problem, man. Just they know he's their only threat up top, so you just keep 2 guys on him, and the third guy kind of jumps in when he needs to.
It's been difficult for Carrier to find some space. I think that's why he really checks back for the ball quite a bit to find some space and then turn and look to go at someone. Long ball here, top of the 18. Demon comes up for the header. Knocks it forward. Kevin Knott takes it for the Mariners. Tato on his back there. Takeover from Hamisi Amani Dove. Pushes it central to Billick. So it's been Billick and Wilson battling in midfield. We'll see who wins that battle tonight. Steve Dambuski now with the ball for Virginia Beach to Fenger, who's changed sides here in the midfield. Slide tackle there from Carlos Semedo. Knocks it out of play. Throw in for Virginia Beach just inside the Rhinos' half of the field. The Rhinos back in action Friday night at the friendly confines of Frontier Field.
It's been a while, man. People got to be homesick or Rhino sick. No, they haven't had a home game forever.
Minnesota Thunder coming to town. Always a great match. Call 454-KICK for your tickets. Kevin Knott crosses in the box looking for Garcia, but David Wright wins the challenge in the air, knocks it forward to Kirk Wilson. Here's Carrieri. Quick one-touch back to Kirk Wilson. Plays it to Chakiris. A lot of one-touch passing here from the Rhinos. Pato with the ball now, looks for a long ball. Carrieri's behind the defense, top of the 18, but on the wet surface. Ball skids easily to the keeper, Matt Nelson.
Carrier turns around and gives Pato a little clap and says, man, that's a great ball, buddy. If that wasn't a wet field, it was a goal all day long.
And there was finally a gap in that Virginia Beach defense that Pato did a wonderful job of making a splitting pass. Here's Joe Morelli with the ball now. Crossing midfield, plays it forward to Carlos Garcia. Tries to lay it off for Dove, but Trout will take it away for the Rhinos. Good step over move by Trout, but Dove with his speed able to recover. Trout now pushing central with the ball to Sean Chakiris. Billy Sedgwick with the toe stop on the right foot. Demon. Forward to Kirk Wilson. Back now to Billy Sedgwick on the near side. The Rhinos finally approach midfield. Here's Trout in Virginia Beach territory. Sedgwick overlapping. Trout's taken down from behind. Free kick here for the Rhinos. As Trout's still down in the field. Dove got a good piece of him from behind.
I thought Dove looked so fit. He's just moving up and down. I don't remember being that fit when he played for us. He's just in really great shape. And looks like, midfield is probably where he belongs there. He reads the game well and distributes well.
That's what Chakiris just did. He's kind of ran over to the Virginia Beach bench and did like a 2-foot stomp in front of Mike Kerms. I'm sure there's some jawing going back and forth between those two teammates. Kerms, formerly of the Salty Dogs and the Rhinos. So free kick for the Rhinos right in front of the Virginia Beach bench here on the near side. Pato will take it. Swerves at the 12, clear away by Dambuski. Should be a throw-in for Rochester deep in Virginia Beach territory. Now Trout, earlier on in the year, fantastic long throw-ins that Rochester is making everything happen. This time they go short and backwards to Sedgwick. Surprise choice there. Crossed into the box off the right foot of Sedgwick. Right to the keeper's hands. No threat there for the Rhinos.
Yeah, we saw that a lot last night. Just a little mishit there by Billy Sedgwick.
Nelson slows things down, pushes the defense up, put the ball on the ground now. 30th minute, there's no score in Virginia Beach with Rochester and the Mariners. Chakiris left foot is played to Shack. Now Washington's pressuring for the ball, and right under pressure has got to clear it over the far sideline. Coach Erickley has not sat down once this first half, encouraging his team from the sideline here. Cut inside, it's Fenger. Dante Washington taken down by David Wright, and that's an interesting call here. Actually, no, he's going to call the foul earlier as Fenger was taken down behind the play. So dangerous restart here for the Virginia Beach Mariners, about 35 yards out to the left of Soren Johnson. Two-man wall for the Rhinos. Chipped in the box by Pato. Looking for Dante Washington, but David Wright clears it out of danger. Here comes Rochester with a bit of a counterattack. Pato with the ball. Tries to switch to the near side, knocked away there by Fenger. But Demon retains possession for Rochester. Kirk Wilson. Again, Rochester, no hurry here on the road. No need to entertain the 12 or 1,300 fans we see at the Virginia Beach Sports Complex tonight. Here's Chakiris to Semedo. Carrieri, nice little one-touch to Sean Chakiris. Tried a little give and go there, but Woolfolk not moving off the ball.
Not reading it, man.
So July 30th, the Rhinos in action against the Minnesota Thunder. Then Sunday, short trip down the thruway against the Salty Dogs. Tommy Tanner, Laurie Calloway, and the rest of the Salty Dogs taking on their arch rival Rochester Rhinos.
Rivas,
Schweitzer. How can I forget those two guys?
It's going to be fun. Hopefully a lot of Rhino fans will make that road trip.
Syracuse trying to make a stretch of it here into the A-League playoffs. They've got 27 points. Only played 18 games, so they've got a game in hand against the Rhinos and Virginia Beach. But last night the Kickers, with that win, go up to 36 points. And you look at the top 4, 5, 6 spots in the Eastern Conference. A lot of soccer to be played. A lot of shifting can happen.
Despite what happened with a lot of those Syracuse players, I guarantee you last night and tonight, they're like cheering for the Rhinos. Like, come on, guys, you got to win these games, please.
Here's Pato at midfield with the ball for the Rhinos. To Demon. 35 yards out, plays it on the outside now to Semedo. It's back to Craig Demon. And David Wright with the ball now. Kirk Wilson. 32nd minute, approaching the 33rd minute here from Virginia Beach. No score with the Rhinos and the Mariners. Wilson, nice little backheel pass to Sean Chakiris. Chakiris nowhere to go. He's going to go all the way back to Soren Johnson. Long boot towards midfield. No one there for the Rhinos. Kevin Knott puts it forward to Steve Shack, but Chakiris will chest it down. Start the attack here for the Rhinos. He's taken down by Carlos Garcia. So a free kick coming up here for the Rhinos. Garcia scoring a goal against the Nottingham Forest squad. Last week, Dante Washington also scoring the goal. And I guess, from what I understand, there was a busload of Nottingham Forest fans who made the trip down here to Virginia Beach. And a very boisterous crowd, especially after beer went on sale late in the second half. From what I hear.
Little vacation time
yeah.
But, Joe, this is the difference when, in Rochester, if our team wasn't pressuring the other team, the fans would be going nuts.
Here's Dove now with the ball on the near side, going against Cedric. Chips into Washington, tries to flick it around Craig Demon. It's off the thigh of Craig Demon, so a corner kick here in the 34th minute coming up for Virginia Beach. And again, this near flank has been finding some space, whether it's Fenger or Dove.
And again, talking about understanding each other, it's just a perfectly placed ball. I mean, last minute it hits Demon's thigh, or Washington's right in on net.
Carlos Garcia with the corner kick for the Mariners on the near side. 34th minute, no score. Crossing the box, Garcia. Looking for some help. Headed down, Johnson comes in, punches the ball away. Pops up in the air, and Johnson at the corner of the 6. Able to catch the ball for the Rhinos. As Virginia Beach with 2 players knocking on the door.
Great job by Soren Johnson. A lot of confidence there. Young kid, aggressive goalkeeper. He's tall and strong. Kind of knocked the man right off the ball. Was able to punch it up and catch it.
Unfortunately for the Rhinos, didn't take one of those crazy backspins we saw last night, where the ball ends up in the back of the net.
That was nuts. I thought for sure it was going over the bar. I never seen anything like that. It was like had a magnet in it or something.
It was a 4-1 game, but a bit of unlucky times there for the Rhinos also.
Definitely, Joe. I mean, definitely a corner kick, or her corner kick offsides. I mean, our corner kick, we should have got a second goal all day long. Lennon missed an easy one, and then that weird bounce.
Here's Semedo on the far side. He'll cross midfield, plays it to Sean Chakiris. Chakiris set out last night's game along with Jefferson Dargu. Dargu not in tonight's lineup for the Rhinos. Pilarski taking the spot of Carlos Mendez. His right gets bumped into the starting lineup for Rochester. 35th minute, no score here from Virginia Beach.
Joe, one of the things I'm noticing right now is, I look at Carrieri, he's got 2 guys on his back, and then I look at Dante Washington, he's got all the room in the world. Carlos Garcia, all the room in the world, not a man near him. You can't do that with these guys. They'll get the ball and turn on you and come right at you.
Dante Washington, as we know, a prolific goal scorer in Major League Soccer, also in the A-League with 10 goals this year. Carrieri with the flick, looking for Pato. but Joe Morelli wins the foot race, and he'll knock it back to Matt Nelson inside his own box. Wonderful facility here in Virginia Beach. Lighted soccer fields to the right, turf fields, wonderful complex.
And right up the street, Joe, the Piranhas are playing.
Are they playing tonight?
Yeah, they're playing tonight too, so it's kind of crazy.
Billick with a long ball on the near side, or the far side there. It's Soren Johnson coming off the line for the Rhinos to win it and slow things down. Puts the ball down on the ground, 36th minute, no score, Rochester, Virginia Beach. Joe Giuliano with Soccer Sam, enjoying the heat and humidity of lovely Virginia. Here's Wilson at the center circle, comes over midfield. Dante Washington playing some defense here for the Mariners. Semedo to Woolfolk. Got some pressure there. He's got it cross all the way to the near side. No one there but Kevin Knott for the Mariners. Now here comes Dove. Pushes it around Shakiris to Dante Washington. Washington gets around David Wright, plays it in the air to Garcia, who had some space, but the ball played a bit too high for the Mariners forward. Carlos Garcia, the number 17, has played 16 games this year, 3 goals, 5 assists. And I guess playing with Dante Washington, you're going to get your share of goals and assists.
Yeah, I think that's part of how Pato Aguilera got so many assists. You play with that guy, you give him anything, he finishes. But Dove and Washington and Garcia just play so beautiful together.
This is something I've not seen in about 20 years of professional soccer. A bad throw-in by Carlos Semedo, so Virginia Beach wins the throw. Unbelievable. Mariners with the ball. It's Joe Morelli. On the far side now.
It's wet, though. The ball's show. You're being critical. The ball's very wet.
Dove, top of the 18, turns around Sedgwick. Good step over move. Still with the ball. Shack, left-footed shot deflected off the head of David Wright and knocked over the Rhinos' goal. So another corner kick here for the Virginia Beach Mariners. It's Carlos Garcia stepping over on the near side, the 23-year-old, a native of Columbia.
He's young, too. He's going to be great talent.
See what Garcia can do in the 38th minute. Virginia Beach 5 shots on goal, 3 for the Rhinos in the first half. Crossed in the box by Garcia. Johnson inside the 6, comes off his line, wins the ball there for the Rhinos. Then great win by the keeper inside the 6. You've got to make that your ball.
Yeah, he called it. He got it. Nice stuff. Joe, back in that throw-in, though, remember, you got to pretend your feet are glued to the ground.
Well, we've seen it all down here in Virginia Beach, no doubt about that. Headed away by Kevin Knott. It goes forward to Kirk Wilson. Cuts inside with that famous cutback move to find himself some space. Semedo now on the far side. He'll approach midfield. Plays it forward to Pato. It's a poor touch. That Shack wins. But Demon steps in to intercept the attempted pass to Dante Washington. Trout. Dove steps in with some pressure. Trout's forced to go backwards to David Wright. Wright loves to play that long ball. This time pushes forward. A couple touches on the ball. Now it's a through ball on the ground. Broken up there by Kevin Knott. Ball's knocked back to David Wright. He's still pushing up central part of the field. Carrieri, 25 yards out. Wilson chips it to the far side looking for David Wright. Gets up for the header. Goes over the head of Corey Woolfolk and over the end line. So a goal kick coming up there for the Virginia Beach Mariners. Good pressure. And David Wright with some composure pushing up in the final third.
Great stuff. Gave him the ball and said, hey, man, I'm going into space. Give it to me. I'll put it in the net for you. And jumped up, had a good look at net.
It's good to see Wright with some confidence there pushing up into the attack. Ryan Trout steps in for the header and knocks it out of play for the Rhinos. Sponsors of these broadcasts include Mollier, Chevrolet, Oldsmobile and Buick in Honeoye Falls, and Spinning Webs, the official website provider of the Rochester Raging Rhinos. Good win there by Wilson and Trout double-teaming Dove. Trout now tries to play it forward to Pato. It's knocked back to Billy Sedgwick, who plays it to Chakiris. Now it's Semedo on the far side. Woolfolk with the ball. Knocked out of play there by the Mariners on the far side, so a throw for Semedo. We'll see what he comes up with this time. That looked good there. Inside the box, Dan Buskey clears it away from Carrieri. And here's Carlos Garcia to Fanger. Now to Garcia at midfield. David Wright steps in. Garcia tries to get around him. Dove's got some space here on the near side. 1v1 with Sedgwick. Corner 18. Left-footed cross looking for Washington. Cleared away by Craig Demon. Here's Kevin Knott with the ball now for Virginia Beach. Plays it to Dove, top of the 18, turns, right-footed shot. No mustard on that one. Is an easy save for Soren Johnson. Great spinning turn there from Hamisi Amani Dove.
Yeah, it's one of those times he's about to hit it hard, and then he saw Dante Washington kind of open, and he decided to kick it anyway, and he didn't get anything behind it.
40th minute here from the Virginia Beach Sports Complex. Rochester and Virginia Beach are scoreless. Long ball by Wilson looking to spring Carrieri. Knocked away by Billick. Some pressure there from Pato as he gives a little nudge to his former teammate Jeff Billick, number 6 for the Virginia Beach Mariners.
I tell you, Joe, Fuller coming back and Lennon playing really well right now. Pato Aguilera's got to really step it up here if he wants to keep this position, this starting position here.
The Rhinos expecting Ian Fuller to make a full comeback next week. And, at times you don't realize how important one player is to the midfield. I think he has been a crucial piece that's been missing to the Rhinos midfield.
Definitely. I mean, he plays great defense. Also, he great distribution up top to the players. He used to play forward. He understands what they're looking for, where they need the ball, and we need that right now. We need someone to step up and feed these forwards properly. Chris Carrier is just out there just like hustling and dead tired, just getting into space. He spends more time getting into space waiting for a ball that he doesn't receive than he does actually playing forward.
Good point. Dove, one touch to Garcia. Knocked it back to Billick. Tries to push forward. Demon comes in with a hard challenge. It falls to the feet of Garcia. They're looking now to spring forward, but Morelli's got the ball back at midfield for the Virginia Beach Mariners. What a hard challenge there from Demon. Hate to be on the receiving end of that one. Billick, quick one touch to Washington. He's wide open on the far side. Tomato chasing back. Washington still with the ball. Crosses in the box. Kevin Knott, corner of the 18. Right foot chips it around the Rhinos' defense. Tomato heads it away from the far post. The Rhinos come away with the ball. Here's Corey Woolfolk. Pushes it forward. Pato with some pressure from Knott. Billick forces it away, and Knott takes possession here for Virginia Beach. 42nd minute, there's no score. 7 shots on goal for the Mariners in the first half. Dove chips it forward, looking for Washington. Right with the left foot, he'll play it to Ryan Trout. Trout with some pressure. As Sammy mentioned, Dove looks fresh. He can run forever.
Yeah, he's in great shape and making a lot of things happen up top. Those 3 guys, I said it before, they just play so beautiful together. That's what we're lacking. Maybe because they haven't had all these back-to-back games and they have time the rest of it. They got the same guys starting all the time and they understand each other. That might be it too. I'm not sure.
There's Dante Washington, 35 yards out. Nice step over move. Gets around Shakiris. Gets around Wilson. Puts the ball behind Demon. Tomato steps in to knock it out of play. And it's deflected off of Garcia. So Wilson, Johnson comes out to win the play there for the Rhinos. Crazy bounces inside the Rhinos 18. You thought it was going out of play, but went off the back of Carlos Garcia.
I'll tell you, Craig Demon looked pretty upset there. As Tomato kind of just kicked the ball right into Demon's legs. He's like, man, I got the ball. Relax here, dude. And
a bit of chaos there for the Rhinos defense. Luckily, falls into the arms of Soren Johnson. Johnson with the ball on the ground, kicks it forward. Trout a little over his head, so it goes out of bounds. Throw in for the Virginia Beach Mariners. Sponsors of these Rhino broadcasts include Myers RV in Churchville off of 490. World Gym, official strength training facility of the Rochester Sports Group. And Sammy's favorite DJ, Tunes by Todd. DJ service for all your entertainment needs. Go to tunesbytodd.com.
Put your hands together for Toddy.
Dove with a little flick forward looking for Washington. Cedric wins it. It's now to Wilson. Still with the ball in the middle part of the field, 35 yards out. Tries to play it to Trout, and there's a foul as Carlos Garcia called for tugging on the jersey of Kirk Wilson. So, dangerous restart here for the Rhinos. 44th minute, about 25 yards out, just to the left of the Virginia Beach keepers, Pato and Shakiris, who can both strike these balls with some accuracy and some power.
Joe, we haven't had a goal on a direct kick in a long time. Last time we got our first corner kick goal in a long time. Let's see what happens here.
3-man wall here for the Mariners. Just at the top of the 18, Shakiris with the left. Pato with the right, standing over the ball for the Rhinos. 3-man wall for the Mariners. Pato, right foot, shoots! Just wide of the net there as Nelson watches it roll harmlessly by the goal. Virginia Beach with a 3-man wall there. Pato seeing something he liked.
Yeah, he had an opening there. It hit the outside of the net, so it wasn't that far off. It looked like it was further out than I thought, but it wasn't that bad of a hit by Pato. Pato's got to get something happening tonight. This is his old team. He's trying to make this Rhino team. This is the greatest A-League team in the history of soccer, man. Pato's got to kick in here if he wants to stay here.
Again, you mentioned a great point. With Fuller coming back, there's no guarantees, and Steenkamp really is starting to step things up, so it could be the magical combination they've been looking for in midfield. Washington and Demon get tangled up. Two big, strong players. Dante Washington, 5'11", 190 pounds, knocking Denman down to the ground. So Rochester comes away with a free kick on the far side.
Not happy about the call. Washington's kind of yelling back at the referee, like, man, what are you talking about? He knocked me down, buddy. And Washington, I mean, just a big, strong forward with great foot skills. I love that stuff.
33 years old, but I tell you, plays like he's a 24-year-old. A lot of pep and a lot of energy. No stoppage time here in the first half as the referee, Ronnie Canales, blows the whistle. We played 45 minutes here from the Virginia Beach Sports Complex. 0-0 Rochester and Virginia Beach. We will come back with the halftime festivities. You're listening to the Raging Rhinos Radio Network. Back to the Virginia Beach Sports Complex. Joe Giuliano with Soccer Sam. And standing in the background is security, transportation, you name it, Dave Giroux. And he's been a tremendous help this week. So, Dave, great stuff this week. At the half here, it's no score, Rochester, Virginia Beach. And, Sammy, Rochester coming to the end of a very long road trip. I guess, not a very exciting first half at the end of it, but some chances both sides. Wilson hit the post, and at this point, Rochester, I think, should be content being 0-0.
Definitely. I'm surprised Virginia Beach just let them kind of just knock the ball around in our end and just not doing anything in front of their home fans and not putting any pressure at all. I'm sure their coach is going to go nuts about that in the locker room here. Right now we see a bunch of Rhino players warming up. Hopefully we can see some changes here. Lennon's doing his thing with Yari, and Delgado's available, and Dargu, and look at my man Theo taking shots on goal.
We've been talking all day about the kind of a homecoming here for Pato Aguilera, playing the central midfield position. When Fuller comes back, there's going to be a lot of fights for that spot. Your thoughts on Pato's play here in the first half?
Unfortunately, I'm not that impressed with what he's done. I mean, he's lost the ball a lot of times and hasn't really controlled the middle. If you're going to play the center midfield position, you have to control the game. You're like the maestro. I say maestro. You gotta get that orchestra going, and he's not doing that. He's not controlling the game at all. And he had one nice ball, but that's about it. 45 minutes and one nice ball, not good enough for me.
Last week, after the 4-0 loss here at Virginia Beach, Coach Erickley was quoted in the Pilot, the local newspaper here, saying the Rhinos were spread too far apart defensively. Your thoughts on their performance in the first 45?
Defensively, I think we're just giving Dante Washington way too much room. I mean, you can't give a guy like that room. You got to be on his back, knocking on his back constantly. Maybe their game plan is we'll let him turn because he's so fast. He brings it down with his chest, turns on you, and you want to give him a little space to make a mistake. But I just stay right on his back and wouldn't let him get the ball. Give him a nice little elbow in the back of the head and stuff. Do what you got to do to make sure he doesn't turn on you.
At the other end of the field, Wilson hit the post. There were some chances on services. Semedo actually had two header opportunities there. So, it hasn't been a famine up front here in the first half. Rochester's had some chances. Yeah,
Corey Wolfolk had two great chances, kind of miskicked it right to the goalkeeper. Yeah. And Semedo right on one of the corners, he just closed his eyes and missed it. He was right wide open. But we've had the chances. Kirk Wilson hitting in the bar there. And don't forget that Pato Aguilera, that's the other thing he did good, the direct kick, just missed it like maybe a foot wide. So, we right now this could be easily a 3-1 game. And that's what I'm saying. This is what we have to focus on is finishing. We get the finishing down. I mean, no team's going to come near us.
Monday, the trade deadline in the A-League. It's time here to come for trades. Do the Rhinos make some moves? Do they get active in the A-League trade window?
I'm concerned up top. I haven't seen Jefferson Dargu yet, but I think Carrieri and Miller are kind of like the same kind of players. I think Miller's got the great speed and takes on guys. Carrieri is more of a distributor. Corey Wolfolk, I know he had a bunch of goals early on in the year, but I'm not seeing it in the last few games. I'm not seeing that forward presence like you see with a Dante Washington. Gets the ball, turns, makes things happen. We're lacking that. I'd go after a forward. I don't know who's out there. I'm
going to put you in the spot right now. You travel. You see the Rhinos home. You see the Rhinos away. Your wish list. Any forwards you would like to see maybe pursued by the Rhinos?
Yeah, I mean, the one guy I'd love to see is Dustin Swinehart. I think he'd be a great addition to the team. He's not going to come. I don't think he'd come, but Dante Washington, I'd talk to him right after the game. If I was Chrissy, man, I'd bring in my little wallet down there and say, hey, what are you doing next week? You want to take a little ride to Rochester and switch teams?
How about if you and Dave Drew down in the old stiff arm, actually?
Give him a little headlock and give him an offer he can't refuse.
All right, Sammy, stick around. We'll come back and look at the official first-time statistics. You're listening to the Raging Rhinos Radio Network. Welcome back to the Virginia Beach Sports Complex. Joe Giuliano with Soccer Sam. We played 45 minutes. No score with Rochester, Virginia Beach. Sam, what's wrong?
No, I want to see your stats compared to mine. I'm dying to see it. I really tried my best to keep track tonight.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the nightly game show, Soccer Sam Stats. Before we do the stats, though, let's pass along a score in the A-League. 10 minutes remaining in the game. Montreal 1, Atlanta nothing. 10 minutes remaining there. Montreal with 40 points if that game stands as it is. Atlanta at 35 points. So the Impact 1-0 over the Silverbacks with about 10 minutes left. All right, it's time now for the Marina Dodge first half statistics. And according to the statistician here in Virginia Beach, the Rhinos credited with 4 shots on goal. Virginia Beach with 7. Sam?
I had the Rhinos with 12, Virginia Beach with 4.
Okay.
So
Saves
up
in the
there.
first half. Soren Johnson with 3. Matt Nelson with 1 for Virginia Beach.
I had Soren 13 saves, and Matt Nelson none.
And fouls in the first half. 4 for Rochester, 5 for Virginia Beach.
I was right on there.
Okay, and corner kicks 2 apiece, Rochester and Virginia Beach.
Look at that. I got that right.
Sammy, you get your bonus check tonight.
I'm not doing bad.
That's the first half Marina Dodge statistics. Joe Giuliano with Soccer Sam. Don't forget, next Friday, Rochester returns to action at Frontier Field. Don Stevens also returns to action. Congratulations to Don and his family on his son's wedding out west, I believe in Seattle. So it'd be good to have Big Daddy back in the driver's seat, and it's been fun working with you these last couple of days.
Yeah, well, hey, the Don of Radio Broadcasting doing his thing. He'll be back next week, Joe. But you two guys just work so well together. I'm just here to kind of get you some water, help you out, take care of your stats. I mean, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just a fan here.
The most colorful color commentator in the world, Soccer Sam. All right, folks, let's take a quick break. We'll come back. You're listening to the Raging Rhinos Radio Network. Welcome back to the Virginia Beach Sports Complex. I'm Joe Giuliano with Soccer Sam. Second half ready to begin here. There's no score, Rochester and Virginia Beach. Sammy checking over the replacements for the Rhinos at the start of the second half. As I look over the Virginia Beach 11, they're on the field here, and looks like there's no changes from Sean McDonald's side for Virginia Beach. As far as the Rhinos are concerned, Sammy, any changes?
It looks like Yari Allen's in for Chris Carrieri up top. It's the only change I see. Pato Aguilera went back to his blue cleats that he wore the first time he played at Frontier Field. Changed his shoes and weren't working right. But same, Trout on one side midfield with Corey Wolfolk. It looks like one man up top, which is Yari Allnut. Pato Aguilera in the middle with Sean Securis and Kirk Wilson. And the defense, exactly the same. Billy Sedgwick and Tomato, don't call me Tomato, on the outside, and Wright and Demon.
All right, kickoff for the Virginia Beach Mariners to start the second half. Garcia plays it to Washington. They knock it back to Jeff Billick for the Mariners. On the near side, Hamisi Amani Dove. 1v1. Wolfolk does a good job taking the ball away from Dove just over the sideline. So a throw in here for Virginia Beach at midfield as Hamisi Amani Dove waits for a ball. Again, no score. We've played 45 just starting the second half from the Virginia Beach Sports Complex. There'll be a throw in here for the Mariners. Russell Hutchison on the near side at midfield takes the throw in. Shack knocks it back to Hutchison. Quick one touch to Dambuski. Now to the central defender, Joe Morelli. Comes back to the near side to Hutchison. Long ball with the right foot looking for Garcia. Outruns him and Demon. So it'll be a goal kick coming up for the Rochester Raging Rhinos. Other sponsors of these broadcasts include State Farm Insurance. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Bill Gray's with 13 locations in Rochester. Connolly Printing, 108 years of printing experience. And Gallo and Iacovangelo, a full-service law firm.
That's good, Joe. A lot of great sponsors.
All right, goal kick coming up here for the Rhinos. Soren Johnson. Nice right-footed kick. Gets caught up in the wind there as Allnut gets a flick at it to Ryan Trout. Here's Sedgwick with the ball on the far side. Plays it central to Pato. Good one touch. Wilson can't reach it. Here comes Morelli for the Mariners. Dove, nice little left-footed pass. On the near side, it's Hutchison. Back inside to Hamisi Amani Dove. Garcia, good one touch to Shack inside. Shack splits around his defense on the far side. Fingers off sides. Good transitional play by the Mariners.
I tell you, Finger was off sides, but Joey, he had a lot of space there, man. It's just, again, the release was a little slow there, but somebody's got to stay on that, man. He's so dangerous on the outside flank.
it's Trout and Sedgwick who've got to sort out that situation there on the far side. As Coach Eric, like I said at halftime, was critical of how spread apart the defense was last week. And especially on that one side, I think we're seeing the same thing again.
Yeah, definitely.
Shakiris now just outside the center circle. Comes to the near side to Carlos Semedo. Left foot looking for Yari Alno, who scored the goal last night at Richmond. Alno looking for Woolfolk, but Woolfolk started his run way ahead of time. And Coach Erickley still up on his feet, encouraging the team. Good to see that, keeping the guys encouraged here after a long road trip.
Yeah, I tell you, after last night's loss, I mean, we have to win this game. So important, and I think Pat's just firing up these guys. He's doing everything he can. He's keeping. I mean, Doug's tired. Carrieri's tired. He's going all that up top. But we might even see Jefferson Dargout tonight. We'll see what happens here. But
and Montreal has a 1-0 lead, so they've got 40 points if it ends this way. Rochester does not want to be trailing the Montreal Impact. There's Shakiris with the ball over midfield to Semedo. Dove comes in. Shakiris pops a high ball top of the 18. That Dambusky heads away out of danger to Jeff Billick. Billick now he chips it to the middle, but Wilson wins the ball for Rochester to Shakiris. To Corey Woolfolk. Woolfolk with the ball. 3 Virginia Beach players around him. Woolfolk can't control it, goes out of bounds. So a throw in here for the Mariners. Woolfolk more of a forward than a midfielder, isn't he?
It seems that way. He's struggling there on the outside there, Joe. He's having a problem with his touches, just looking back and trying to get into space, just not working yet.
I think one player that Rochester really misses in the midfield, now playing in Austria, we talked about him last night, Stoyan Mladenov, who really could spray the ball all over the field, and that creativity lacking here from the Rhinos.
Yeah, I think we're lacking that. I think Sean Shakiris has that ability, but I think he's being forced to kind of play a double role. He's coming back and playing a lot of defense when he's in there right now with Pato Aguilera. Pato's kind of the offensive-minded midfielder, and Sean's forced to play defense, but Pato's is not making that offensive stuff happening.
So free kick here is Demon taking down Dove. It's Carlos Garcia taking the kick for the Mariners. 2-man wall for Rochester on the near side as Garcia asks for 10 yards. Shakiris and Pato get about 5 more yards to step back into.
I don't know about this wall, though. Shakiris and Pato.
Here's Garcia, the forward, will take the restart for the Mariners. Garcia with the cross deflected off of Pato. Sammy critical of the small wall, but does its job there.
Yeah, with speed, he ran right in it and turned his back, hit off his back. Smart move by Pato.
Shakiris left foot forward to Alna's got some space at midfield. Woolfolk is on a run. Alna plays it forward to him. Morelli with a little shove on Woolfolk wins the ball for the Mariners. Plays it forward. Woolfolk with a little challenge from behind after the ball was released by Morelli. So a yellow card to Corey Woolfolk in the 50th minute. Woolfolk with the yellow card for the tackle behind the play. Steenkamp now up off the bench. Dave DiPasquale telling him to calm down, get back and sit down as the referee points to the Rhinos bench.
Lennon's is fired up, man. He's kind of like, Lennon's just like kind of in his own little, like he's at the end of the bench all by himself and kind of just reading the game and kind of studying and thinking, what am I doing here? What am I doing on the bench?
So what can I do when I get in there to create some opportunities for this team?
Reading the game right now.
51st minute, no score. Virginia Beach, Rochester. Again, Montreal is leading 1-0. They could jump up to 40 points in the conference. Headed away there by Fenger. Rochester wins the throw-in. Trout will play it back to Billy Sedgwick. You feel that warm, humid breeze just coming into the box here?
It's so beautiful.
Shakiris. You okay, Sam?
Yeah.
Sam's gone through 7 gallons of water already. Hutchison heads it forward to Dove. Now played to Garcia. Good pressure from Semedo, but he takes Garcia down. And Shakiris unhappy with the call by the official. Tonight's referee again, Ronnie Canales, makes the call. So Billick with the restart for the Mariners. Plays it to Morelli at midfield. On the far side, it's not. Back to Morelli. All nut with some pressure. It's played to Dambusky. Crosses over midfield to Dove. Virginia Beach now knocks it forward, but Semedo with the head to Yari Allnut. Pato on a run. Can he get behind Morelli? Nope, ball's played too far down the far side. Kevin Natt wins it for the Virginia Beach Mariners. Left foot tries to switch the run of play here. Semedo, even though there's a push in the back, still wins the header in the air for the Rhinos. Allnut called for a dangerous play coming up high with the boot. On number 2, Steve Dambusky. Other sponsors of these broadcasts include Best Volvo at 1500 University Avenue, Total Wireless Now, communication without limitations, and Hollywood Tans, the official tanning provider of the Rhinestones.
How do I look? Speaking of, the Rhinestones, I tell you?
No.
They're going to do a camp for girls or even boys that want to learn how to be dancers, cheerleaders. So, Rhino office, 454-KICK, or rhinosoccer.com if you want to kind of join the Rhinestones.
So the
you want to do it?
Yeah.
You ever seen the Rhinestones?
I've seen it.
Amazing dance team, buddy.
You do it and I'll watch. Some of the outfits you were checking out today might be perfect for your Rhinestones tryout. There's Billick at midfield. Quick one-touch back to Joe Morelli for the Mariners. Plays it on the far side to Kevin Knott. Wilson tries to strip the ball away, but Sedgwick steps in instead. Good one-touch by Chakiris to Yari Allnut crossing midfield. Little takeover there from Pato Aguilera. Knocks it back to Kirk Wilson inside the center circle. Forward off the left thigh of Aguilera. Knocked forward by Morelli now. And Chakiris gets possession for the Rhinos. He'll play all the way back to Soren Johnson, who's starting over Theo Zagar tonight. And so far for Soren Johnson, much better result than he saw last time in Virginia Beach.
Yeah, really. I mean, shutting them out right now. Made a couple nice saves so far.
Semedo, long ball down the near flank. It's a bad ball, but Allnut continues to pressure and tries to keep it in bounds. Good slide tackle. Allnut wins it for the Rhinos. Great stuff from Yari Allnut on the near side. Plays it back to Pato. Pato cuts inside around Billick, but Morelli steps in to take it away for Virginia Beach. Poor ball there, but Yari never gave up on it.
Yari saved him, and it's unfortunate. He did all that work, and then Pato just kind of gave the ball away.
It's Kirk Wilson, one touch to Billy Sedgwick on the far side, taken off his foot by Fenger, but he pushes it a little too far forward, and Soren Johnson retains possession here for Rochester. 54th minute, no score, Mariners and Rhinos.
I love Yari Allnut's fire, man. He's just nonstop. Just wants to win.
Ball's knocked back to Matt Nelson, the keeper for the Mariners. Little chip over Corey Woolfolk, but it's won there by Pato. Heads it out of bounds. It'll be a throw-in for Russell Hutchison, the right back for the Virginia Beach Mariners. But in the air by Dove, but it goes to Pato. A good turn here by Pato. Looking for some help. Gets all in on a through ball, but it's knocked off of Dambuski, and the Mariners come back with the ball. It's Billick. He'll knock it back to Nelson.
Yari's experiencing the same thing Chris Carrieri did. You're getting into space, getting open, and just not receiving the proper balls.
A lot of wasted energy there. Right up in the air, gets the ball, but it flicks forward to Carlos Garcia. Little behind the back pass. Garcia can't win anything there. It's David Wright for Rochester. Coming forward now is Dove. Forward to Carlos Garcia. He had some space. The ball played a little too much pace there as Soren Johnson comes off the line for the Rhinos. Slowing things down here. Sean McDonald, the head coach for Virginia Beach, up off the bench, barking out orders. And McDonald, interesting background there. He played soccer and lacrosse at SUNY Cortland and was the soccer coach at SUNY Stony Brook. So a lot of ties to upstate New York, and has made a wonderful career down here in Virginia Beach, Hampton Roads.
Great area, though, Joe. I know a lot of people love this area for vacations, but I've yet to come here and not had muggy, raining weather and a lot of. I see people walking around with towels. It's like wiping themselves. It's like
kind of like us in Massachusetts.
I don't know. People say Rochester, the weather, the winter, and all that. I don't know. I'd rather have winter than this stuff. At least you could stay warm, but you can't get cool.
Yeah.
Unless you walk around with ice bags underneath your armpits. Where are you going?
Or never go outside the house.
That's right.
The AC. It's very muggy here at the Virginia Beach Sports Complex. Ball's played now in the box to Matt Nelson, the keeper for the Mariners. 56th minute, approaching number 57 here. No score. Rochester Wilson tinging one off the post in the first half. Dambuski now 35 yards out from his own goal. Looking to come forward. Plays it on the far side now to Kevin Knott. He'll finally push it deep, and Billick's got some space inside Rochester's territory. He's knocked down from behind by Kirk Wilson. So free kick for the Mariners. Washington, corner of the 18. Tries to step around Demon, but Demon able to win the ball defensively for Rochester. Good stuff from Demon tonight.
Smart play by Craig Demon. Dante Washington, again, though, had a lot of space to turn, but Craig just put his leg out there and stole it.
Here's Hutchison on the near side. Dove in front of the Virginia Beach bench. A little push from behind by Semedo. Plays it back to Dambuski. Mariners going to the bench, looking for a substitution coming up here. Semedo, good little step to win the play away from Hamisi Amani Dove. Winkle, number 19, looks like he will check in at the next stoppage for Virginia Beach. Shakira's left foot deep, out of bounds, no one there for Rochester. So throw-in for Virginia Beach, number 19, Nate Winkle coming in here, 25-year-old forward, replacing number 17, Carlos Garcia, who besides on free kicks and corner kicks has been quite quiet tonight for the Virginia Beach Mariners.
Yeah, Garcia's not real happy. He looked at the bench, looked at the coach like, are you kidding me, man? I got this new headband on. You're making me come out of the game? You put Henry Winkle in there? I mean, what are you doing?
Winkle has played in 15 games this year, scored 1 goal for the Virginia Beach Mariners. So Garcia is out in the 58th minute, and Nate Winkle has replaced him. He'll run up top with Dante Washington. Here's Dan Buskey, long ball. Fenger again, a lot of space on that far side. Still comes forward with the ball. Washington, top of the 18, tries to settle it and shoot. Bounces over his foot as Soren Johnson racing off his line to win the ball for the Rhinos.
Great move by Craig Demon, just getting in front of Washington, not letting him go around him. Great body move.
Johnson with the overhand throw to Sedgwick on the far side. Chips it over Fenger to Ryan Trout. Trout, not too many touches here in the second half. Knocks it all the way back to the Rhinos keeper, Soren Johnson. He'll play it towards midfield, where Pato, a nice one-touch to Corey Woolfolk. Woolfolk now back to Pato on the near side. Left foot across, looking for Yari Allnut. But right at the 6, Matt Nelson, routine save there for the Richmond Kickers, or the Virginia Beach Mariners.
Yeah, Yari was moving into space beautifully. Looked at Pato, they saw each other, but Pato kind of miskicked it right to the goalkeeper.
Here's Hutchison now for the Mariners. Chips it up over the Rhinos defense to Dante Washington. He'll knock it to Hamisi Amani Dove. Tries to keep it in bounds, goes over the sideline, so throw in for Rochester. A couple of guys warming up on the near side here for Virginia Beach. Rochester, no activity on their bench as of yet. 60th minute, there's no score from the Virginia Beach Sports Complex. Joe Giuliano with Soccer Sam as we conclude this massive, hot, humid road trip for the Rhinos. Allnut checking back for the ball, draws some defenders with him. Played forward, but Hutchison knocks it away from Corey Woolfolk. Wilson steps in, still with the ball. It's Wilson going right into defense. Top of the 18, Wilson tries to push it back to Allnut, but Dan Buskey clears it away for the Mariners. Hutchison with the ball now. Right foot, high cross. Sedgwick wins it for the Rhinos at midfield. Knocks it off of Fenger at midfield, so throw-in coming up here for the Rhinos. Other sponsors of these broadcasts include Salvatore's Pizza. The family's from Rochester and proud of it. Caledonia Country Club, open to the public Mondays and Tuesdays. There's Winkle, who's just come on the field at midfield, knocks the ball back to Jeff Billick. Hutchison chips it forward, but Wright steps in with the head, nods it forward to Pato. Good one-touch pass from Chakiris back to Pato, going at the Richmond defense, or the Virginia Beach defense. Here's Allnut on the near side, back heel pass, looking for Woolfolk, but he's about 20 yards behind the play. 61st minute, still scoreless.
A nice play by Yari. I mean, he figured, yeah, man's right behind me tracking me, and Woolfolk kind of stopped and just kind of got caught watching the game.
There's Fenger looking for Winkle on the far side. Winkle, you can see he's got some fresh legs, racing to the ball, getting around Sedgwick. Back to Winkle. Cuts around Wilson. Demon again, a massive challenge there. You heard the contact from up here to win it away from Winkle. Demon has been spectacular tonight.
Definitely. So far, my player of the game. He's just doing such a great job.
You're already thinking about the post-game awards, huh?
Yeah.
You had to work last night for it.
Yes. That was tough. I almost gave it to the bus driver.
Long ball by Johnson to the Richmond 35. Won there by Dan Buskey. Plays it back to Morelli. He's going to push forward here for the Kickers. He'll play it sideways now to Billick. He'll play a long ball trying to get Dove behind Semedo. Ball bounces there. Semedo lets it roll to the corner on the near side. Some challenges there from Dove and Semedo. They're going to say that Semedo was the last one to touch it. So a throw-in for Virginia Beach near the corner flag on the near side. Dove drying off the ball. Again, very damp night here as we're driving to the stadium in a torrential downpour. So if Dove has a long bomb on this one. Does, inside the 18. One there by Semedo. Woolfolk takes it away for Rochester. But Billick comes in to take it away from Woolfolk. Chipped into the box by Hamisi Amani Dove. Soren Johnson, he's been quite active coming off that line tonight.
He's smart off the line, reads the game well, and he's just controlling back there. A lot of times, goalkeepers kind of hesitate. He just rushes off that line.
Long kick from Johnson. Then Buskey gets up over Yari Allnut, plays it to Jacob Fenger, chipped in, looking for Winkle. Headed away there by Carlos Semedo. Shakiris off the thigh, left foot pass. Now plays to Corey Woolfolk. One touch forward, looking for Allnut. He slides but can't reach the ball. He's up in a matter of a half a second.
He's great shape he's in, Yari Allnut.
Steve Shack. Little one-touch pass. Washington tries to get behind Demon, and that's a bad call. Demon got the ball first, then the player. Poor call by the official, Ronnie Canales, as Demon upset with the call, and rightfully so.
I tell you, Washington did the right move, though. He realized he couldn't get around Demon, so he just kind of, tripped up Demon and made it look like Demon tripped him up, but the ref fell for it.
Free kick here for the Virginia Beach Mariners, about 32 yards away from the Rhinos' goal to the right of Soren Johnson. Four-man wall for the Rhinos. We saw Kevin Jeffrey bury one last night. Substitution now coming up for Virginia Beach before we take the restart. It'll be number 15, Daniel Alvarez, replacing Hamisi Amani Dove. Bit of a surprise move there by the Mariners, but Alvarez, a quality player here for the Mariners. Played 14 games. He's got 1 goal, 2 assists, but he's a creative player. Can make a lot of things happen, as he scored against Nottingham Forest alongside of Dante Washington during the week.
Dove not real happy. Didn't even come to the center line to shake Alvarez's hand. Didn't respond to the coach. Kind of upset that he got taken out. He's having a great game.
5-man wall, now 4-man wall. Shack, right foot, shoots. It's in! Steve Shack! Carbon copy of Kevin Jeffrey's shot last night makes it 1-0 in the 64th minute. Up over the Rhinos' 4-man wall. And Soren Johnson dives to his right. No chance on that one as Shack puts it in the back of the net.
I tell you, Joe, the goalkeepers got to control their walls. They got to tell their guys where they want them to be and make sure they got. That was just right over the wall and just right in the net. I mean, Soren didn't even move.
Shack, his second goal of the year in the 64th minute, as the Rhinos again getting victimized with a poor wall set up last night in Richmond, tonight in Virginia Beach. Here's Allnut with the ball, 35 yards out, lays it off to Semedo. Back to Allnut, now to Pato. Inside the center circle, switches the run of play to the far side over to Ryan Trout.
Scored in the 64th minute of play by number 25, Steve Shack.
Shack in the 64th minute. Well, here's Winkle, tries to slide for the ball. It's won there by David Wright. Trout approaching midfield. Allnut still the lone forward here for the Rhinos in that 4-5-1 formation. Pilarski up, warming up along with Jefferson Dargu. Billick comes away with the ball, plays it forward to Shack, who just scored here for the Virginia Beach Mariners. Plays it forward, Semedo wins it for Rochester just inside his half of the field. Now to Chakiris inside the center circle. And Sam, you look back at that free kick goal, result of the so-called foul on Demon, so that's going to haunt the Rhinos there. I thought it was a poor call. Demon, clean challenge, got a piece of the ball before even touching Dante Washington.
Definitely got a piece of the ball, and Dante couldn't get around him, so Dante kind of tripped himself up around him. Old forward trick, and the ref fell for it.
Here's Semedo now on the near side, tries to step over move, can't get around Fenger, who's come back to the right side. Ball comes out of play. Rochester getting ready to make a substitution. Pilarski at the scorer's table getting ready to check in. 66th minute, 1-0 Virginia Beach. Goal by Steve Shack. Here's Pato at midfield. Pushes the ball too far in front of him. Billick will just kick it forward into Rochester's territory. David Wright settles for the Rhinos. Lays it off for Demon. Now to Semedo on the near side. To Chakiris. Demon just chips it forward. No moving off the ball for Demon. Ball drops back to Dante Washington. They're going to call a pushing foul on David Wright. So Washington wins another questionable call for the Mariners.
I tell you, man, it's not right.
Here's Billick with the ball inside the Rhinos' half of the field. On the outside to Kevin Knott. Allnut chasing Morelli. He'll come all the way back to his own 35 to Dan Buskey. Now to Russell Hutchison. Here's Fenger, who's been right, left. He's been all over the field tonight trying to find some open space. And again, Rochester started off in that 4-5-1 formation, down 1-0, 67th minute. Do you go with another forward up top, Sammy?
Down and going after losing last night, I would, Joe. But I'm not sure what they're thinking. Maybe they figured, hey, let's just get out of here and regroup next week.
On the bench, the Rhinos do have Doug Miller, Lennon Steenkamp, Jefferson Dargu, Noah Delgado, and Ian Pilarski. So some options, especially firepower, and a guy like Doug Miller to go up top.
Miller and Lennon, I mean, right now we're losing in the middle. I mean, Sean's just doing all the work by himself.
Jefferson taking off the warm-up pin. He looks like he's going to check in and get some time here with the Rhinos tonight. So my Ruby getting some time.
That's right. You pumped him up, Joe?
Yeah, we talked strategy and tactics all weekend. Billick over midfield now to Winkle. Wilson steps in, wins the ball nicely for the Rhinos, plays it back to Billy Sedgwick. So the Rhinos going to go with some youth in Dargu and Pilarski off the bench late in the second half.
Two local guys, like to see that.
Wilson, nice pass here to Pato, comes back inside the center circle. To Chakiris. Rhinos just can't go forward, continuing going backwards with these passes. Right. Now goes forward. Trout tries to play it to Sedgwick, but it's out of bounds, so a throw in here for the Virginia Beach Mariners. And substitutions now coming up for Rochester. Coming off the field, number 10, Ryan Trout. Very quiet second half, being replaced by Ian Pilarski. And Corey Woolfolk, number 12, coming off, replaced by Jefferson Dargu. Substitutions in the 69th minute. So Dargu will see if he is going to go up top and push up with Allnut or continue playing that outside midfield position that Woolfolk was occupying for 69 minutes.
Looks right now, he is playing back, playing more of a midfielder.
Here's Hutchison with the ball now. Dargu steps up to pressure him. Hutchison pushes it up to Nate Winkle. Heads it up over Craig Demon, but he'll knock it back to Soren Johnson. Now to Sedgwick on the far side corner of the 18. David Wright, good little turn. Plays it central for Craig Demon. Good ball by Demon to Pato at midfield. Through ball by Pato to Dargu, who's just come on the near side here. Dargu, 1v1 with Hutchison. Going right at him. Cuts to the corner of the 18. Dargu still with the ball. To the top. Pato, right foot shot. Just wide of the net. Fresh legs. Dargu getting some pace down the near flank. Setting up Pato. Just can't make full contact on the ball.
Nice move, though. Dargu, I'm pretty impressed. Took on a couple guys. You told him the old Giorgio Canaglia tricks, huh? Taking on the guys and fed Pato perfectly, and Pato kind of miskicked it.
Dargu does drop back again to that outside midfield position for the Rhinos, so Allnut still the lone forward. 70th minute, 1-0 Mariners lead the Rhinos. Billick to Morelli. Quick touch to Dambusky right here on the near side. Long ball by Dambusky looking for some help. Fenger flicks it forward. No one off the ball there for Virginia Beach. Sedgwick will take possession for Rochester. 70th minute. Can the Rhinos mount a comeback here? They trail 1-0. David Wright with the ball now. Slowly approaching midfield. Right left-footed pass. Headed away there by Billick. Now Winkle comes away, or check that Alvarez. On the far side, Wilson, Pilarski, Sedgwick pressure him there. And Sedgwick able to knock it out of play for the Rhinos. So throw-in coming up for the Mariners about 35 yards out on the far side. Alvarez. Plays it back to Kevin Knott for Virginia Beach. And here's Joe Morelli. Forward, Tomato up in the air. Heads it forward. Fenger in a foot race there. Johnson off his line. Knocks it off of Jacob Fenger. It'll be a throw-in for the Rhinos coming out, and it is Tomato taking the throw-in. Jacob Fenger, 33 years old from Denmark. He's been a solid player this year for the Virginia Beach Mariners. 3 goals, 3 assists. And I like his flexibility, able to go left, right, and play some central midfield.
Smart player. And great reaction saved by Soren Johnson. He realized it was going over Tomato's head. Just came out and did the old slider and just slid it and luckily hit off Fenger.
Wilson trying to stretch for the ball, but Joe Morelli steps in and wins it for Virginia Beach. Morelli, number 22, very young player, 23 years old. Making a good showing here tonight, 6'1". Played for the Cincinnati Riverhawks. Now with the Virginia Beach Mariners. Here's Morelli with the ball. Central defender has done a good job. Billick. Quick one touch for Dante Washington. Demon all over his back. Goes forward to Winkle. Winkle with some space. No one pressuring Winkle. Demon finally steps in. Countless times that Demon tonight has broken up Virginia Beach attacks.
Yeah, he's stealing the ball. Just taking it right away from him. Where are you going? You're not going anywhere with that. You're talking about Morelli, though, Joe. Just kind of a smaller defender, and that's what I think we're lacking. We're lacking that big forward that could kind of smoke a guy like that. I mean, he's fast, so he could stay with our Carrieri and a Miller type, and right now Allnut. But get a muscle guy up there like a Dargu up against Morelli.
I'm surprised that Dargu is not pushing up to help out Yari Allen. He's the lone forward as we trail 1-0 here, 73rd minute. So at times, Allnut's 1 against 2, very difficult for him to do anything. Allnut, good challenge there, gets the ball now for the Rhinos. Wilson chips it forward, Allnut, top of the 18. Nelson comes off his line, wins the ball. They're saying Allnut got a piece of the keeper. We continue to play here as Allnut non-stop effort here. Sean McDonald and the rest of the Virginia Beach bench up on their feet, furious, saying that Allnut got a piece of the keeper.
It's wet out there, though, Joe. He didn't mean to, man. He slipped. But, again, the wet ground, it was a perfect ball, and it kind of took off on the grass and went right into the keeper's hands. And Yari just tried to stop, put on the power brakes, didn't work.
Allnut leaning forward, hands on his knees. That lone forward position, you expend a lot of energy. Here's Shack, steps around Wilson, plays it to Joe Morelli. 74th minute, the Rhinos trail 1-0.
How about that Kirk Wilson, man? Non-stop up and down.
Gets the ball to Alvarez on the far side, gets around Pilarski. Alvarez left-footed cross. Fenger steps in, off his hand, knocks it in the goal. They're looking for a handball. It's not going to happen. Fenger is credited with the goal as the Rhinos immediately rush the referee. Yellow cards being issued. Clearly a handball there by Fenger as he bounced it down to the ground, put it under Soren Johnson. It's 2-0 Virginia Beach, as we'll see who gets the yellow cards here for Rochester. Soren Johnson gets a yellow, that's one for sure. But before Johnson even reached the official, another yellow card was issued. So Rochester trails 2-0, and again, not to sound like a homer, but clearly a handball there by Fenger as it dropped to his left foot.
Soren Johnson's such a mild-mannered young man. He came out like storming at the referee like he was going to attack him, went right into his face like, what, are you kidding me? That was a blatant handball, and right now he's yelling over to the linesman. He's like, what are you looking at? I can't believe it. And Tomato's over there upset that everyone got a yellow card. He was hoping to get a green card.
75th minute, Fenger with the goal. Very questionable one with the assist to the substitute Daniel Alvarez. So Rochester now trails 2-0. And again, just unlucky. Unique officiating, to say the least, here by Ronnie Canales and his assistants. Another yellow card being issued. Looks like it's going to be David Wright getting the card as Demon trying to play peacemaker here with the official. And this is going to add a bit of time as far as extra time is concerned at the end of the match.
Joe, definitely a handball. It's a goal. What are you going to do? But the bottom line is it came from the middle of the field. A lot of play. We're leaving our middle of the field open. We need to get guys in there in the middle that can control the game, and it's not happening right now. I mean, Pato Aguilar's got some great cleats on his blue cleats, but it's not doing the job, buddy.
A lot of gaps there as Alvarez able to speed right behind Pilarski on the far flank.
54th minute of play by number 11, Jacob Fenger.
So, 2-0 Virginia Beach, leading the Rhinos. Check. Fenger scoring tonight. Ball's played back inside the 18. Matt Nelson really slowing things down here now for Virginia Beach. Pilarski steps up, tries to hurry things here, and Nelson finally picks up the ball. Nelson drops it down now, top of the 18. See if he finally sends him to play. Now Allnutt's got to come in and speed things up for the Rhinos. They trail 2-0, 77th minute. Sedgwick loses the challenge in the air to Alvarez. Washington 1v1 with Demon. Demon wins the battle again. Sedgwick comes in to win it for Rochester, and they're calling another foul against Craig Demon.
It's amazing.
Virginia Beach with the restart here on the far side. Back to Dan Buskey. Long ball down the near flank, headed back central by Fenger to Steve Shack. Dargu tracks back to win it away from Steve Shack. Pato dribbling right into the defender, Hutchison. He's down. Virginia Beach plays with the ball now. And they knock it out of play as Pato, I think, had his head down there. And Hutchison came in hard with the challenge, got a piece of the ball, and then Pato And Pato's questioning, why does Demon get a bad call against him? Same challenge there. Win the ball, then touch the man.
Pato got hit there pretty hard, too. But
Substitution getting ready to check in here for the Virginia Beach Mariners, number 12, Tony McManus, replacing number 5, Russell Hutchison, the player who just got tied up there with Pato Aguilera. So McManus, midfielder, coming in for Russell Hutchison. He's going to play right back now. Dargo now starting to push up a little bit here for the Rhinos. Wilson, I think he was going to try to keep possession for the Rhinos after they kicked the ball out of play. Steenkamp coming over for some last-minute instructions from Coach Erkley on the Rhinos bench. 78th minute, Rochester trails 2-0. On the far side, Kevin Knott to Daniel Alvarez. Quick little spin move, gets it to Winkle. Receives the return pass, Alvarez. Trying to get around Demon. Demon again, just solid defending. A little shoulder challenge, knocking Alvarez down to the ground. Winning the goal kick for the Rhinos.
Alvarez is pretty quick, but Demon just smoked him, man. Demon is just so quick for a big guy.
He has been a rock defensively for Rochester tonight. Here's David Wright. Looking for some movement off the ball. He's got to play it short to Semedo. Semedo back to Craig Demon. 79th minute, Rochester trails 2-0. Goals by Shack and Fanger.
Shack attack. It's too bad, man. I mean, Lennon looks like he's getting some last-minute instructions, Joe. He's not coming in yet, but we need to control the middle. I mean, I'm not happy with just, let's just go get out of here with a 2-0 loss.
No.
Let's get back in this game, man. We could do it. We got the guns to do it, I think.
Wright's forced back into his own 18 by Washington. Steenkamp makes his way over to the officials' table here. He'll check in for the Rhinos. Wilson, pressured by Alvarez, has to go back. Turns around now, plays it forward to Pilarski. Knocks it back to Sedgwick. Here comes Demon for the Rhinos. To Semedo on the near side. A little right-footed chip forward to Yari. On up. Dambuski all over his back. Allnut settles it down for the Rhinos to Chakiris. Now here's Pato. Good ball on the far side to Sedgwick. Overlapping. Sedgwick tries to get around Alvarez. Still with the ball. Inside the 18. No one there. Rhinos not on the same page tonight as far as the final third and that last finishing pass.
Yeah, it looks like Dargu, asked for the ball, kind of pointing to the space, but then decided to pull back, and Billy put it where he wanted it.
80th minute here. Nelson with the punt. His Mariners have a 2-0 lead. Alvarez, off the top of his head, goes to the middle of the field. Kirk Wilson takes it over for Rochester. Nice little touch to Chakiris. Plays it back outside to Ian Pilarski. He cannot get around Knott. Is not on the ground, plays it to Daniel Alvarez. Here's Jeff Billick. The Mariners content just to knock it around here, slow things down. 80th minute with a 2-0 lead. Sedgwick off the left shin. Johnson comes off the line to slow things down here for Rochester. Plays it forward now to Craig Demon. Steenkamp again, still getting ready to check in here in the 81st minute. Demon with the ball at his feet. This looks like a very tired Rhinos team, Sammy.
It's almost like they're just happy with just getting out of here, Joe. It's not like they're pressing up to try to get two goals.
Tries to win the ball. It's played over his head, but Wilson and Billick get tangled up there, and Billick comes away with the ball for Virginia Beach. Forward now. Alvarez chips it over Sedgwick. Sedgwick muscles Alvarez off the ball. We continue to play here. Wilson, shoulder check on Billick. And there's a call on the far side. They've been going at it all night long, Kirk Wilson and Jeff Billick. So the Mariners content here to slow things down and take the restart on the far side about 35 yards out.
I like that Kirk Wilson, though, Joe. Just nonstop every game. Just doesn't give up.
Pato coming off here in the 81st minute. Lennon Steenkamp, who in my opinion has been much improved the last few games here for the Rhinos in the midfield, now coming on for Pato. Getting a round of applause from Coach Erkley. So free kick on the far side for the Virginia Beach Mariners. They've got a 2-0 lead. Crossed into the box. Cleared away there by David Wright, but it goes to Tony McManus. McManus pushes around Semedo, but Dargu steps in hard and wins the challenge. And a dangerous slide tackle there by McManus on Dargu. So Rochester gets a free kick here in the 82nd minute. Other sponsors of Rhinos broadcast include Chase Pickin, the lifetime tool warranty for all tools purchased at Chase Pickin. Kimberly Clark, a proud sponsor of the Rhinos. Westmont Apartments, studio 1 and 2 bedroom apartments in Gates, and Auto Depot USA, online at autodepotdirect.com. Long ball played for Allnutt, but it's won there by Kevin Knott. Dante Washington, nice little header behind the Rhinos defense. Here's Winkle, 1v1, top of the 18. Right slide tackle, desperately saves the day there for Soren Johnson and the Rhinos. As Dante Washington, a neat little flick, just got the ball behind the Rhinos defense and Wright able to track down there with the slide tackle.
That Winkle is so quick, but out of nowhere, David Wright just tracked him down, caught up to him, slid on the ground, knocked it out with a nice little slide from behind. And
corner kick now for the Mariners.
Joe, I'm hearing those voices in my head.
Washington knocks it forward off of Cedric. Wright takes it away for the Rhinos. Looks forward for Yari. He's got 5 white jerseys around him. There's no way he's going to create from that position.
Joe, those voices are telling me that Montreal beat Atlanta 1-0. So it's official now.
The Impact, they've played 20 games. They've got 40 points now, and they jump into the first place position in the A-League's Eastern Conference. So the Impact, a 1-0 win. Good news for them up north. Bad news for us here in Virginia. Dargo, nice little one-touch inside to Kirk Wilson. Wilson now to Allnutt, 30 yards out. Here's Steenkamp, who's just come on for the Rhinos. Lays it off for Chakiris. He'll play it on the far side to Billy Sedgwick. On the ground, Dargu can't win the ball there as Knott steps in to take it away for Virginia Beach. Through ball looking for Dante Washington. A little too much pace on the pass. Soren Johnson comes out, 84th minute. Rhinos trailing Virginia Beach 2-0. Here's Chakiris inside the center circle to Sedgwick, just inside his half of the field. Sedgwick now to David Wright. Little chip forward to Kirk Wilson. Wilson tries to get around Shack. Little forearm in the back, but Wilson retains possession. Now it's lost by Pilarski. Comes the Mariners, Dante Washington, right at Craig Demon. Gets around Demon. Nope, not going to happen. Demon, a good challenge with the left foot. 3v1, Demon stops the attack. Here's Dargo on the near side. Dargo inside to Steenkamp. Top of the 18, little back heel pass by Steenkamp. Dargo and Allnutt kind of watching there as Steenkamp got blasted by 2 Virginia Beach players.
Great move by Lennon, though. He did a little back heel thinking that Dargo kept on rushing the goalkeeper. Dargo decided to stop and kind of watch the play.
85th minute. Sean McDonald again going to the bench. These are time-wasting substitutions by the Mariners. The former Rhino and Salty Dog Mike Kerms checking in. Ball bounces over the Rhinos defense. Winkle steps in toward the 18, shoots off the post and bounces away. Lucky bounce there for the Rhinos off the post. Ball's played back here to Fenger. Crosses it all the way to the far side to Kevin Knott. Plays it to Morelli. Knott. Now to Alvarez on the far side. Morelli still with the ball. Alvarez, a little one-touch passing here with Knott. There's Morelli. Virginia Beach has done a nice job possessing the ball tonight.
Yeah, definitely. Just knocking it around right now, waste time. I'm not a big fan of that when you're at home and you got these fans here to see exciting soccer, but they still make it look pretty.
Dante lets it roll through. Now back Dante Washington inside the 18, shoots with the left, through the legs of Johnson, it's in the goal. Dante Washington in the 86th minute makes it 3-0 Virginia Beach with the assist to Winkle. Dante Washington inside the 18, 1v1 with the keeper. Makes it 3-0. Nice assist from Nate Winkle, Sammy.
I tell you, Winkle had an opportunity earlier on, hit the bar. Both came from Semato's side. I mean, Carlos Semato's just kind of ball watching there, and Dante Washington just smoking, man, just making things happen, but just getting a lot of space.
Substitutions now for the Mariners. Mike Kerms coming on for Jeff Billick, and Jose Gomez replacing number 11, Jacob Fenger, here in the 87th minute. So Washington with the goal from Winkle, 86th minute, 3-0 Virginia Beach. And Sammy, 4 goals last night, 3 goals tonight. The effects of this long road trip taking its...
By number 9, Dante Washington.
No assist. I thought Winkle had the assist.
Yeah, I did too. I mean, somebody had the assist. Winkle gave him the ball.
Goal assisted by number 19,
Here's Jose Gomez, gets around the Rhinos defender Semedo. Demon steps in to win the ball again. And it's hard to say this, Sammy, but we've given up 3 goals tonight, but Demon defensively has been solid.
Him and Wright kind of just working hard, but
not their night. Unfortunate for them as Washington through the legs of Soren Johnson into the back of the net. 88th minute, 3-0 Virginia Beach.
The Mendez injury early on in warm-ups kind of messed them up because, Semedo's having, an awful game, and, you got no one else you can put in there right now in the back.
Check forward to Alvarez, off his chest looking for Winkle, but it's won there by the Rhinos. Chakiris with the left foot to Semedo, playing left back tonight here for Rochester. He's pushing forward. Len Steenkamp, nice one-touch to Dargu. Back to Steenkamp. Good combination play here from Steenkamp and Dargu. McManus, though, steps in to win it for the Mariners. Matt Nelson, the keeper, knocks it towards midfield over the head of Chakiris. He comes in high with the boots on Nate Winkle. So it'll be a restart right at midfield here for Virginia Beach.
Fans of the Mariners would like to wish Nicole, our head trainer,
3-0, 88th minute at the Virginia Beach Sports Complex. After the game tonight, the Rhinos pack it up, head right back to Rochester on the Dave Giroux Express.
Looking forward to that, huh?
Dave Buskey, long cross to the far side.
10-hour trip.
Right on the back of Winkle. Pilarski comes away with the ball. Here's Wilson forward to Yari Allnut. Nice little flick forward. Steenkamp. Won there by Mike Kerms, the former Rhino. Here's Alvarez on the far side. Dribbling right at Sedgwick, gets around him, but Demon again is there to clear it out of danger. As Alvarez got around David Wright and Billy Sedgwick at the corner of the Rhinos 18 on the far side.
Michael Kerms getting a nice touch on the ball, left back, doing his thing. Exciting player.
89th minute. Semedo with the ball now for the Rhinos. To Chakiris. Plays it on the far side now over to Ian Pilarski. Tries to chip it forward inside the 18. As Nelson comes off the line there. Picks it up for the Virginia Beach Mariners. They're announcing here Dante Washington. That's his 11th goal of the year. So Washington having a tremendous campaign here in the A-League. 89th minute. Check that. 90th minute now. As it just switches over. We'll check stoppage time here for you. 3 minutes of stoppage time coming up. Matching the number of goals that Virginia Beach has scored tonight. Right central with the ball. Chips it forward. Falls through the defense harmlessly to the Mariners keeper, Matt Nelson. He's going to finally pick it up as Allnut puts some pressure on him. Virginia has not been too kind to the Rhinos this last week. 4-0 last week here at Virginia Beach. 1-0 win at Richmond, but then 4-1 last night, and now they trail 3-0 here tonight. So not the friendly confines down south.
Sure, I'll tell you, man, I'd love to see the stats. Andrew, our stat man, should look this up. It was the last time we gave up 7 goals in 2 games. It's been many years, I think.
Unlike Rochester Rhinos defense. Knocked out of play, goal kick for the Rhinos coming up. Again, we're in stoppage time. The board shows 3 minutes as the Rhinos trying to make something happen here. Get some confidence for the bus ride back home as they're back in action Friday against the Minnesota Thunder, 7:35 at Frontier Field. Always a great matchup with the Rhinos and the Thunder. Hopefully midfield-wise, the Rhinos get things sorted out.
Tell you, the fans, man, these guys need your love. They've been away from home a long time, been away from these Rhino fans for a long time, and it's going to be a big game Friday night to get these guys back into this playoff race.
Here's Sedgwick now. Long shot with the right foot. Comes to Dargu, 35 yards out. Here's Chakiris, center of the field. To Allnut, one touch back to Chakiris. Chakiris tries to thread the needle there to Allnut. It's broken up by the Virginia Beach defense. Again, stoppage time here. Virginia Beach with 12 shots on goal, 5 for Rochester. In last week's 4-0 loss, the Mariners outshot the Rhinos 12-3, so almost identical as far as that stat's concerned.
Man, Joey.
On the far side, long ball by the Mariners over the head of Sedgwick. Johnson will come off his line, try and keep it in bounds here and make something happen for the Rhinos. They trail 3-0. Demon.
It's amazing, like one guy like Dante Washington can just bring a team up. He gets the ball, he just makes things happen, distributes nice, takes on guys, and just brings your whole team, bring the whole confidence up. We're kind of lacking
All
that.
out corner 18, gets the ball around Nelson, but he's sliding Ball comes out of his hands, but able to pick it up as Allen hits some pace there at the corner of the 18. Here's Semedo on the near side, left-footed cross. Looking for Alden. It's very high at the corner of the 16. Camp getting ready for the volley, but cleared away there by the defender, Joe Morelli. Stoppage time again here, throwing for Rochester on the far side. Pilarski about 18 yards out to Kirk Wilson. He'll spin top of the 18. Left foot shot off of Yari Allnut and cleared away. They're going to call offsides, but we continue to play here. Alvarez comes away with the ball for Virginia Beach. Back now to Morelli. He'll push it forward, taken away there by the Rhinos. Chikiris wins it. Knocked all the way back for Craig Demon. Here's Semedo. This is a tired Rochester team, knocking the ball side to side. Here's Wilson, dead center of the field. And that's it, folks. Ronnie Canales blows the whistle. We've played 90 minutes from Virginia Beach, and the Mariners coming away with a big win. 3-0 Virginia Beach over Rochester. We'll come back with the post-game festivities, if you want to call them that, tonight. Again, the final score, Virginia Beach 3, Rochester 0. You're listening to the Raging Rhinos Radio Network. Welcome back to the Virginia Beach Sports Complex. Joe Giuliano with Soccer Sam, and the Rhinos finally conclude this nasty road trip to Virginia Beach. Back up to Massachusetts, then back down here to Virginia. Final score is 3-0 Mariners over the Rochester Raging Rhinos. And Sammy, time for the post-game
Oh, don't do this to me tonight.
festivities, awards, whatever you want to call them.
All right.
We've got to go through this because we've got wonderful sponsors who put these packages together for us. So
Yes, do it for the sponsors.
let's look at the Chase Pickin play of the game tonight. I've got 2 cents to add on this one.
Joe, I don't even have, if it's a Rhino play of the game, I can't give you one, honestly.
I think the play of the game tonight was the call that led to the first free kick that Shaq scored. Demon, wonderful job, got a piece of the ball. Then there was some contact against Washington, but never should have been a factor in the play. Free kick, they scored, changed the whole complexion of the game.
Well, I think if there's any play of the game, it's just Craig Demon's defensive abilities. But yeah, I mean, that was one of my guesses.
And again, not to sound like homers or anything, but we call it like we see it. And, if it's poor officiating one way or another, we're going to let you know, folks. So the Chase Pickin play of the game brought to you by Chase Pickin with a lifetime tool warranty for all tools purchased at Chase Pickin. Last night you had to go through the list 55 times to find the best Rhino of the game. What do you have tonight?
Easy tonight. Craig Demon, just amazing play. Yeah, gave up 3 goals. None of them his fault. The guy it could have been 7 or 8 goals if he wasn't in there. I mean, Dante Washington was on his game again, and Demon was just right on his back constantly.
That's
Craig Demon.
Easy, good choice there. Craig Demon, the best Rhino of the game, brought to you by Rochester's exclusive Volvo dealer at 1500 University Avenue. Well, Sammy, last night, 4 goals. Tonight, 3 goals. So outscored the last 2 matches 7-1. What's going on with this team?
I'm not sure. I'm saying it's a midfield. I mean, I think we need to look at ourselves and decide what we're going to do in the middle there and just go with the. Hopefully Fuller gets healthy, soon. Lennon's looked good the last couple of games. I think he just needed a rest. I mean, this is hot out here. He worked hard last night, but I personally like Lennon and Sean Sekiris in the middle until we find out what's going to happen with Fuller. But the issue is up top. What are we going to do up top? These guys, just for whatever reason, if Trout's on the outside or Delgado's on the outside or, Wilson's doing his thing, but they're not feeding these forwards, I don't know what's going to happen.
Well, Rochester again falling 3-0 tonight to the Virginia Beach Mariners. And we'll come back and we'll look at some of the scoring and the official stats tonight here from the Virginia Beach Sports Complex. Joe Giuliano with Soccer Sam coming back with more from Virginia Beach. You're listening to the Raging Rhinos Radio Network. It's post-game time here in Virginia Beach. Joe Giuliano with Soccer Sam. And if you're just tuning in, Rochester, another beating here, 3-0 to the Virginia Beach Mariners. And looking at the official stats from the match tonight. Shots on goal, Virginia credited with 12. Rochester credited with 5. For the saves in the nets tonight, 3 saves for Virginia, or for for Soren Johnson. 1 save for the keeper, Matt Nelson, for the Mariners. Fouls, 13 for Rochester, 6 for Virginia Beach. Offsides, 1 apiece for Virginia Beach. And Rochester corner kicks favoring the Mariners, 3-2. Cautions in the match tonight. All of them went to Rochester. 6th minute, Corey Woolfolk, caution. Check that the 50th minute, Woolfolk gets a caution. 74th minute, 3 Rhino players, and I'm sure objecting the goal that Fenger scored, Chakiris, Sedgwick, and Soren Johnson for dissent. And in the 75th minute, Wright jumped on the yellow card bandwagon, getting a yellow card for dissent. So Rochester with 5 yellow cards tonight, and in my opinion, rightfully so.
Yeah.
Scoring here tonight, again, all 3 goals by the Virginia Beach Mariners. The scoring started in the 64th minute after a very questionable foul call against Craig Demon on Dante Washington. Steve Shack taking the free kick for the Mariners, scoring his 2nd goal. Again, this is Steve Shack on a free kick. First goal of the night for the Virginia Beach Mariners. 5-man wall, now 4-man wall. Shack, right foot, shoots! It's in! Steve Shack! Carbon copy of Kevin Jeffrey's shot last night makes it 1-0 in the 64th minute, up over the Rhinos' 4-man wall, and Soren Johnson dives to his right. No chance on that one as Shack puts it in the back of the net. 64th minute, Sammy, and a well-taken free kick, but again, Walls, they have a question mark for this team defensively.
Goalie's got to get more vocal and decide how they want their walls.
75th minute, Jacob Fenger, another questionable one, folks. Ball clearly coming off his hand, neatly dropping to his left foot, tucks it under Soren Johnson. Jacob Fenger scoring the goal there. His 4th goal of the year for the Virginia Beach Mariners. Here's Jacob Fenger in the 75th minute. Gets the ball to Alvarez on the far side, gets around Pilarski. Alvarez left-footed cross. Fenger steps in, off his hand, knocks it in the goal. They're looking for a handball. It's not going to happen. Fenger is credited with the goal as the Rhinos immediately rush the referee. Yellow cards being issued. Clearly a handball there by Fenger as he bounced it down to the ground, put it under Soren Johnson. It's 2-0 Virginia Beach. 75th minute, Fenger, his 4th goal of the year with the assist to Daniel Alvarez. Things went from bad to worse for the Rhinos. 86th minute, Dante Washington with a nice little combination pass from Nate Winkle, the substitute, to make it 3-0 for Washington. That was his 11th goal of the year to go along with 4 assists. 3rd goal of the night scored by Dante Washington in the 86th minute. Dante lets it roll through. Now back Dante Washington inside the 18, shoots with the left! Through the legs of Johnson, it's in the goal. Dante Washington in the 86th minute makes it 3-0 Virginia Beach with the assist to Winkle. Dante Washington inside the 18, 1v1 with the keeper, makes it 3-0. That was the scoring for tonight, 3-0 for Virginia Beach. Looking at standings now in the A-League's Eastern Conference. Montreal with the 1-0 win jumps into first place with 40 points. Rochester now down in second place with 37 points. The Kickers have 36 points. Atlanta still at 35 points. And Virginia Beach, Sammy, now goes up to 27 points after playing 20 games. They're knocking on that playoff door.
Yeah, they're knocking hard and kind of running away from Syracuse a little bit.
And the Rhinos now, their record is 12 wins, 7 losses, 1 tie. They've scored 24 goals this year, given up 20. This is a huge goals against mark for this team.
20, man. I didn't realize it was that high. That's a lot of goals for a Rhino team that prides itself on strong defense.
All right, Sammy, before we let you go and start your post-game show, your final thoughts here on the match in Virginia Beach.
Well, first of all, the post-game show, the players are leaving early tonight because they have to get back home. It's like a 10-hour drive, so I'm not going to have players on. I would love to hear from the people. Andrew and I would love to hear from the fans, and hopefully you could join us when you're done wrapping up your stuff, Joe. I'd love to talk to you. My thoughts are, I said it last night, you got to play offensive soccer. You try to play defense. You try to just stay back. It just doesn't work anymore. European teams try it. Everybody tries it. It just doesn't work. You got to just go in and just 3 guys up top, knocking on their door, get a lucky goal here, a lucky goal there. And then that's when you start playing defense.
Not good news here for Rochester last night and tonight, losing 4-1 and 3-0 tonight. So stick around. It's the Free Time Magazine out-of-town scoreboard coming up. New York's premier arts and entertainment guide. Pick up your free copy or go to freetime.com. Don Stevens back next week. It's been a wild ride. I'm Joe Giuliano saying ciao for now, all along the Raging Rhinos Radio Network.
Andrew Battisti back here in Rhinos Radio Central. This is the Free Time Magazine Out of Town Scoreboard. Free Time Magazine available twice a month, or go to freetime.com anytime if you want to know everything that's going on around the Rochester area. As we've already mentioned, Montreal Impact have moved into first place in the A-League with a 1-0 win in Atlanta. Patrick Leduc with the only goal of the match in the 23rd minute on a penalty kick. Just finished up in Charleston. The Syracuse Salty Dogs come from behind and beat the Battery 2-1 in extra time. Goal in the 100th minute. The Salty Dogs with their 5th win in a row. Great result for Syracuse. Other matches going on tonight. It is the Minnesota Thunder and the Edmonton FC. Minnesota is leading 2-0 in the second half, and later on it will be Seattle hosting Portland. In MLS tonight, Chicago lost tonight to the Metro Stars 2-1. Former Rhino John Wolnick with the game-winning goal. Columbus and Colorado this afternoon played to a scoreless tie. Dallas leads DC 3-1 at halftime. LA and Kansas City are scoreless at halftime. Later on, it's New England at San Jose. First match in the Champions World League tonight. The Champions World Series happened this afternoon in Seattle. Chelsea defeated Celtic 4-2. And that does it for the Free Time Magazine Out of Town Scoreboard. Soccer Sam will join us once again from Virginia Beach for Behind the Net, brought to you by Nextel Direct. We want to hear from all Rhino fans tonight. Give us a call, 346-3000, 1-866-552-1009, here on the Rhinos Radio Network.